Match number 14 in CWI CG Insurance T20 Blaze, Barbados versus Trinidad and Tobago. Hello there, wherever you are. Welcome to a sunlit, windy morning here at the National Stadium at Providence in beautiful Guyana. The news is that Trinidad and Tobago, they have won the toss and they have decided to take a bat first. Barbados, they're at the top of the table with 16 points and very well will certainly defend that title. A net run rate of 2.150. Trinidad and Tobago, they are third on 10 points. Here's the first delivery. Good check drive down towards short extra cover, and there is no run. That's Karishma Ramharak and Leanne Kirby opening the batting for Trinidad and Tobago team. And we'll give you those two teams in a moment. We're watching Bruce just straying down a little down the leg side and immediately signal a wide. The umpire for this first encounter is Lyndon Rajkumar and Shannon Crawford. With me in the commentary box is one of our colleagues, Sean Devers. Good morning to you, Sean.
Well, good morning to you. Indeed, we are blessed with glorious sunshine, and that's good. The one-day tournament starting on Thursday, and this is very good, promising weather. And this is the last round of the T20. Of course, Barbados already assured of their third T20 Blaze title with one match to go. This is the final match for them, and they're already the champions.
Yes, well, you never know what can happen. Jamaica still has another match. They can improve their run rate in that game as well if Barbados loses here. They're all kind of little trickery, but it's difficult. I think at this stage we can safely say Barbados home, wrapped on the pad. There's an appeal, and she has been given out. That's Leanne Kirby, leg before to Bruce. And Barbados, they have struck early in the first over after Trinidad and Tobago winning the toss and deciding to have a bat first. That's not a good start.
Yes, she played around the ball. It was pitched up, and good delivery there from Bruce, starting another spell impressively. And Trinidad on the back foot, early o'clock, 1 for 1.
Yes, not the kind of start that the Trinidad and Tobago girls, they would have been looking for. They're in a spot of bother here, losing the early wicket. It's time now for Operation Rebuild as Brittany Cooper makes her way out in the middle to join Ram Harak. So Barbados, they have left out Shay Carrington, Shamila Connell, and Trishan Holder. For Trinidad and Tobago, Anne-Marie Pereira, Kanisha Isaac, and Chanel Lord have been the three left out of this squad. So Barbados unbeaten so far in the tournament, 4 victories from 4 matches. Trinidad and Tobago 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 no result. Brilliant conditions for cricket, and we're hoping that we can bring you a thrilling encounter. Barbados in their last game, emphatic victory over Jamaica, winning by 24 runs. Trinidad and Tobago, they'll be looking to end on a high as well, but they're coming up against a very strong Barbados team. So Bruce is moving into bowl. That's way outside the line of the off stump. Sean just straying too wide.
Yes, a ball that she's looking to put closer to the off stump, and leaned on her follow through, and the ball went wide of the mark. Umpire Rajkumar from Trinidad and Tobago signaled the wide.
So outside the off stump, now down the leg side and another wide.
Yes, looking to compensate for the wide outside the off stump and going too far down the leg side this time. Erratic start, but this is just her first over.
Yes, and she has bowled well in the entire competition so far. We saw him in the first game yesterday, just struggling to maintain a decent line and length.
Much better delivery this time, back of a length, but good single. And a direct hit, but she was well home. But good start from the Bajans in the field also. 4 for 1.
Yes, certainly that was a good effort, trying to get a wicket by the run-out route. But good communication between the two girls. They decided early and they went through for the single. That's good cricket on both teams. Good fielding, good running between the wicket as well. So for the left-handed Ram Harak, well, in fact, it's Leander. They had Ram Harak to open the batting. Now I'm seeing it as actually Leander. I'm not too certain. That's what we are seeing on the screen. There is no Leander. So I don't know what.
I think that that young girl there
Leandra Ramdeen.
Yeah.
Left-handed.
Yeah.
Oh. So just changing the batting order. In fact, it's Leandra Ramdeen and Cooper. So Ramdeen is in strike. That's a full delivery. Wide again outside the line of the off stump. And Bruce haven't gotten the first wicket via LBW. Just straying a little. Something that she will want to correct. We're still in the fourth over. It's 5 for 1.
Yes, Shanika Bruce looking to bowl stump to stump, but she's not been able to do that. 3 balls now, she's bowled wide. That's a much better delivery, closer to the line of the off stump. Nice.
Showing good judgment there, Sean, the batter. Just watching the ball go by and pulling the bat inside the line.
Well, we saw Cooper yesterday or last night get a couple of niggles. It's nice to see her back on the park.
And this time she was beaten outside the line of the off stump. She was definitely playing at that one. And good rise off the pitch as well. Good carry to the keeper, making good height for the left-handed Ramdeen. So there's a solitary slip. We have a fine third man. There's backward point, cover, extra cover, mid-off, mid-on, a forward square, and a long leg. So the end of the first over, at the end of over number 1, Trinidad and Tobago win the toss and batting. They are 5 for 1 with Ramdeen yet to score. Cooper is on 1.
I don't think that's Ramdeen, you know, because Ramdeen is here as a right-handed batter.
Good, because
and it might be Ragobar.
Well, when we need to correct that, because our view here is saying Leandra, but like you rightly said, she is listed as a right-hander.
Well, we definitely know that's Cooper.
Exactly.
She's one of the taller girls in the tournament.
Can't miss Cooper at all. So lovely conditions here for cricket, and it's amazing, Sean, how the weather pattern can change. We thought the entire tournament would have been drenched with rain. That's not the case. Just one match was abandoned because of rain.
And unfortunately, this team playing here was involved in this match. Trinidad and Tobago and Guyana washed out without a ball being bowled. The two teams shared 2 points each. And now it's this is the final day. Brilliant sunshine. Nice cotton wool clouds floating over the Providence Sward. Lots of blue in the sky. Excellent weather.
Yes, so it's Alia Alain. She just aborted her run, wasn't getting everything in the rhythm that she wanted. Has done well in the tournament so far, Alain. Appeal for a catch of the wicket, but certainly that is to upset the umpire, and he's not going to be upset at all. The fireman, Shannon Crawford, immediately signaling a wide. So not a good start here from Alia Alain.
Well, the one disappointing fact I had with the defending champions from the first match, it was how many extras they give away. I think they gave away 28 in one of the games.
And that's a lot of extras in the T20 tournament. She finds a gap this time, Cooper, and will get the single. And that will take the score now on to 6. Good looking shot. They just waited on the ball to come on to the bat and stroking it through extra cover and picking up the single.
Yeah, so left hand, right hand combination. Rotating the strike is always important, especially in the initial stages of your innings. It causes the bowler also some amount of discomfort. She has to change her line every other delivery if you keep rotating the strike.
Yeah, so indeed, like I said at the beginning, it's Ram Harak who opened the batting. She is left-handed. So thank you, technicians. They've done a fine job. They've ensured that we are on the ball now.
Yeah, that's turned into the onside. by Ramrak, the off spin in the side. Played for West Indies also, so a lot of West Indian players in this tournament. But the leading one, the superstar, DeAndre Dottin, not available for Barbados. And if she was here, Barbados has already won the tournament technically, but she would have maybe added some strength to that powerful lineup. Barbados, they have won 3 50-over titles, and the 50-over tournament, as I said, starts on Thursday. This is edged out towards the third man position and well stopped in the end. Bit of football work by the fielder at the third man boundary, and the total now going up to 9 into double figures. It's 10 for 1.
Yes, and that's an edge that brought her 2 runs. The safe pair of hands of Haley Matthews standing at slip had no chance. It was going away towards her right.
And it went all along the ground.
Yes.
Much better shot back, and oh my dear, this is going to be oh my, she inadvertently stopped the ball. That was not deliberate, so the umpire wouldn't penalize her for that, but that saved her. I remember Clayton Lambert used to run where he thought the fielder would have thrown the ball. He wouldn't tried not to take too many knocks on the back, but a knock on the back, protecting your wicket is good sacrifice.
Well, you'll do anything to protect your wicket there. And like you rightly call it, Sean, it wasn't deliberate at all. She turned and her back was against the ball when the return came in. It wasn't deliberate. Down the track, big drive and misses outside the line of the off stump. She was going for the East Bank Highway.
Yeah, that's a really injudicious shot in the first couple of overs inside the power play. And that ball was not a bad delivery. You just charged it and lifted your head, lost your shape and swung.
Yes, certainly.
That's unlike Brittany Cooper.
Yes. Well, her eyes lit up to see that there's nobody down at long off or over extra cover. And the ball was pitched up. Going at a wide one again, way outside the line of the off stump, not making any contact. So 2 overs gone. It's 10 for the loss of 1. Cooper is on 4. Ram Harak is yet to score.
Yeah, but Cooper is trying to get herself out with those shots she's playing. And this is just the second over completed.
Yes, and it's going to be interesting here because Ram Harak, her short number is listed as 77. I'm not seeing 77 on her short there. That's showing 68. And I haven't seen any 68 along the Trinidad and Tobago camp. So that's a little change that we have to adapt to.
Must be somebody else's short from last year or in the squad.
Yes, could very well happen. Bruce begins over number 3.
Nicely taken by the keeper, standing up. Good delivery again, a little bit of bounce. And it's good to see the keeper standing up to the fast bowler. Of course, new rules and regulations. You've got to put on your helmet. If you're keeping standing up, you've got to wear your helmet on the 19 level if you're feeling anywhere inside the 20-yard area. So many rules and regulations. This is cut, but doesn't find the gap out towards Allen at backward point, and there is no run. So a lot of rules and regulations, and most of these rules are for safety purposes.
Of course, and they must be observed. I mean, nobody wants to go out there and be injured, especially I'm not too certain if these girls are insured or whatever the case is. So you want to ensure that all protective measures are taken.
Again, beaten outside the line of the awesome. Good line, 2 consecutive balls there by Bruce. And of course, gone are the days when Sir Vivian Isaac Alexander Richards used to come out with his maroon West Indies cap proudly on his head, chewing gum with a swagger.
Yes, those were brave men, you know. But the thing is, there is a helmet now. Why not wear it? Protect your body. There's a delicate part of the body that is protected by the skull there. It's jelly-like, and we know it's the brain.
Well, my brain is protected by a metal plate.
Thank God for life, Sean.
Yes, thank God for life.
And that's a good delivery there. And you could see the left-handed Ram Harak struggling there, judging the line and length of the delivery as it goes by into the gloves of the keeper.
And also in 1976, when Graham Yallop wore a motorbike helmet. He was the first batter that batted with a helmet. The Australian. This
That's
is
a
a
full
full
toss.
toss. And hit out towards the lady at the fine leg boundary. And free hit because that was over the waist. So the field can change now because there was a single scored. And Cooper will have the privilege of hitting the free hit.
Yes, and I have no doubt in my mind that Cooper is going to go after this one. She's going to go over the top. Just looking at the field placing for you, the long on has gone way out towards the rope. So too the mid-wicket on the boundary. So those are the two fielders outside the circle. And now we see Hayley Matthews, the skipper. She's placing herself down at cover.
Well, 12 for 1. And most times when you get a free hit, you try to hit it too hard and you don't succeed in hitting it well. That happened again there. She tried to hit it too hard, played across the line, and it bubbled off of her pad.
That was a good delivery, Sean. It was one that bent back into the right-hander, and she was looking to go over the top, missed it completely, so well bowled by Bruce.
Yes, most times you find that when you get a free hit, you try to hit it as hard as possible, and you lose your shape, and you don't try to time it. Play the free hit with less care, but the same way that you would play any other delivery. Good delivery again, going past the edge of the left-hander.
Yes, and I totally agree with you. You don't want to lose the shape because you can lose out on a shot. 13 for 1, 3 overs gone. Ramharak is on 1, and Cooper is on 4.
Yes, and Leanne Kirby, the girl dismissed, LBW to Bruce. She struck at 1 for 1, and the Kirby, of course, made a duck. So, good start here by the Bajans. Good morning to you, wherever you are in the land of Barbados. 165 square miles, 166 square miles. I robbed the Bajans 1 mile, 1 square mile. That's a loose delivery, a loose shot again to a ball that's outside the line of the off stump. Kept a bit low. But I've never seen, well, not never, but I've rarely seen Cooper playing these kind of shots so early.
Well, they have lost the first wicket. Just to be a little bit more careful here, if it's wide outside the line of the off stump, there is no need for a rush of blood so early in this innings. You want to rebuild it. You have lost the first wicket.
Alin from the commentary box end bowls down the leg side, and that might have clipped the pad. That's the only way that the umpire Shannon Crawford would not have signaled a wide. Might have clipped the pad on its way to the keeper.
Absolutely. Certainly hit the pad and went through to the keeper there because it was wide outside the line of the leg stump. On another day, Brittany would have gone inside the line, allow it to go down the leg side and get a wide from it.
Alin, short run. And this is short and pulled away. That's gone quickly down to the mid-wicket boundary for 4. So she's off in a hurry. She's on fire, Brittany Cooper, playing some individual shots, playing some great shots like that one. It's a mixed bag. Yeah, and the total is gone out to 17 for 1.
That was a good-looking shot there, Sean. Onto the back foot, short, and she played it to the left of the field at forward square, to the right of the mid-on. Picked the gap nicely and had the power as well.
Yes, certainly power, timing and placement all in one shot. Here is Alin. And that's short. Back plays it out towards cover and gets a single. We'll explore the possibility of a second, but that's what they'll do. Only explore it. And Ramrak puts the brakes on, goes into reverse gear, and all is well that ends well, 18 for 1.
Yes, and good thinking by Cooper playing that shot. She didn't look to hit it too hard like previous ones. She waited on it and stroked it and got the single and rotate the strike. They have to be careful here with the running between the wicket. Stuttering steps, indecision can very well cost you a wicket. You do not want to lose another wicket going via the run-out way.
So 18 for 1. Alin, full on the off stump. A little bit of room, and made use of that room. Played it square with an open face out towards backward point. And the fielder from point running back. Can't prevent the batters from going back for 2. So Ramnarak now is in her stride, and she's gone now to 9. And no, she's on 3. Cooper is on 9. It's 20 for the loss of 1. 1 ball left, barring a wide or no ball in the 4th over. That's a loose shot, outside edge found, and just dropping short of the first slip and to the left of the keeper. Good delivery to finish the 4th over.
Yes, I'm just wondering to know if the keeper, that's Casey Knight, the keeper, if she would have floored that one, might have very well gone very quick to her. And then into the ground, the first slip in Haley Matthews had no chance there. But that was a good delivery. 20 for the loss of 1. Ramharak is on 3. Cooper is on 9. And Sean, Barbados, they have defended their title. They have done a pretty good job in this tournament. They have been real hot, with the exception when Guyana restricted them for 86. We felt then that the batting did not live up to expectation. Since that match, they came back real nicely in the tournament.
Well, in general, the bowling and the fielding has been the highlights of this tournament. Well, except for Haley Matthews. She's consistent. She got a half century, a big half century. She got 41 not out. But generally, the batsmen, the batters have struggled and put predominantly low scores.
Yes, and what we are viewing out in the middle is not something nice, because Haley Matthews, looking for that catch, the ball actually cannoned just above the wrist on her left hand. And she's in some pain there. The physio is out. I know the magic spray will definitely be there to ease the pain and so on. So that's the situation. We can remind you, however, that Trinidad and Tobago won the toss this morning and decided to bat. I think once they won the toss, Trinidad and Tobago would have batted. Barbados would have done the same thing.
Yes, because this is the final day. You want not only to win for your team, you want to impress the West Indies selectors who is here, Travis Dowling, Courtney Walsh, and of course Anne Brown, the convener.
Yes, certainly they have been watching every single game here, taking their notes and looking for the best possible talent that they can work with. The Leeward Islands, they're yet to put a point. Has not been a good tournament for the girls from that part of the Caribbean.
Yes, because they don't play any competitive cricket among the Leeward Islands. Antigua, I think, plays only tape ball. So they had to get the team together. They had a short camp, but that was the only hardball cricket they play. Of course, some of the players go to the other islands to play in their domestic tournaments, but domestic women's cricket is not big in the Caribbean, except in Trinidad, which has a league for that.
Yes, and I understand while we were in Trinidad, Sean, we learned that Trinidad women were off to Barbados,
yes,
playing some games, preparing for this tournament.
Bruce with a hop, skip, and a jump, and in she comes, bowls. That's a good delivery outside the line of the leg stump. Well taken. The only bad thing was that ball, that it was ill-directed and it was a wide. Good keeping, though, by the keeper Knights.
Yes, she did a fine job. She had to keep her eyes on it and then move away down the leg side, and she covered it nicely, gloved it nicely as well. Guyana, the host nation, we are on 6 points.
1 match to go, a night match tonight. That's our last match. Back-to-back night matches for Guyana.
Do you think, Sean, that the Guyanese girls would have played to true potential in this tournament as we look at the team?
No, I don't think so. They badly missed Millington, but that was her own undoing. She took the vaccine late and had the quarantine prevented her from playing the first 2 matches. When she got okay, it was Friday, then she came Saturday. They didn't want her to play in that match, and then the last match she got 2 wickets in 2 balls. She would have made a big difference for Guyana. Of course, Shireen Campbell need to go on and make bigger scores. This is on the line of the leg stump, and a little bat on it, yes, a little bat on it as she flicked it away down towards fine leg for 4.
Yes, well, that's a productive edge. She got onto the bat, faintest of edges, and came down to fine leg for a boundary. So that's going to do them well. 25 for the loss of 1. Having mentioned that, however, I think the problem with our team might not be so much the bowling, was the problem with our batters.
Yes,
to
and
put a competitive
yeah,
total.
only Gajnabi and Campbell, and to a lesser extent, Casey Sherian Fraser, who was injured. I hope she's ready for the 50 over version because she missed last night's game injury. And that was another big blow, losing Millington and then losing Sherian Fraser. And Gajnabi had to open the bowling.
Yes, certainly that happened. And Gajnabi of herself, here's a batter who can command respect because she has good qualities. She hasn't lived up to that expectation.
Another ball that's outside the line of the leg stump. Maybe this time pad in the way. And umpire Rajkumar signals no pad. So a run must have been an edge. And she goes now to 14 and brings the left-handed Ramrak back in strike. 26-1. Of course, Gajnabi is just 21. She's now made her West Indies international debut. She is one certainly for the future. Reminds me of a young Godial Matthias. The over comes to an end. 26-1. Ramrak on 3 and Cooper on 14. She reminds me of a young Gordial in the Mati Gordial, later in the Mati Gordial John. In fact, she was the last West Indian player from Guyana to play Test cricket. That was since 2004. So we've seen not only the demise of long version cricket for the men on the 19 tournaments, we've seen it also at the senior level for the West Indies. No Test cricket has been played by the West Indies in a long, long time.
Are we talking women's cricket?
Yeah,
here?
women's cricket.
Alain starts another over. This is a lovely looking shot. Got inside the line there, Cooper, and turning it away down towards long leg for a boundary. There is where you manipulate the bowler. She has played well, and Cooper gets the boundary.
And with the scorching heat over the last couple of days, the outfield is now lightning fast.
Yes, as soon as there is width and room and you can pick the gap, the ball will definitely run away down towards the boundary. We have two other games coming up here this afternoon. At 14 hours 30, Jamaica will take on Leewards. Jamaica, they are sitting in second position on 12 points.
Loose shot again, just flared at it, no movement of the foot across. Just stood there and threw the bat at it, and it went by to be taken by the keeper. So Cooper certainly having some concentration problems. I wonder if that little injury she had is affecting her.
Well, we'll never know from this end here. Or just maybe the concentration level just waning a little here for Brittany.
Deliberately going over the top, and we'll get 2 as the fielder on the sweeper position has to come all the way to her right, and the batters come back for 2. It's 32 now for 1.
And one can understand that shot because we're in the final over of the power play.
Yeah, that's a good shot.
Yes.
Deliberately going over the top.
Yeah, and to the right of the fielder, the extra cover boundary. So nothing was wrong with that.
That one kept low. And we've seen now on the last day of this 2020 tournament, the pitch looking variable bunks in the pitch.
Yes, and that was a slower delivery delivered by Alia Alain as well. You can see her as she got there to the bowling crease. She just held the ball back a little, sprayed it outside the line of the off stump.
Alain bowls to Cooper. Cooper is flashing at it. No movement of the left foot across. And just stood there and delivered and missed. And now she's having a little word with her non-striker, Ramrak.
Yes, and this is not bad thinking at all from Alia Alain. She realized it's the final over in the power play, so she wants to bowl them full and wide outside the line of the off stump rather than give Cooper the opportunity, if she bowl it closer to the line, to swing through the line of the delivery. Good thinking by Alia Alain.
Here she is, and the Cooper is under-edging this one. Looking for a pull. The ball kept low, and will be pulled back just inside the fine leg boundary. And the return comes in. The batsmen jog trot for a second. The batters, the rule has been changed to from batsmen to batters.
Yes, and one can understand these little slippages, Sean. We have done so much male cricket,
Yeah.
and then we come down to the female version of it. The over has been completed. 6 gone, the power play completed. 34 for 1, Trinidad and Tobago. Cooper, she's on 22, and Ram Harak on 3.
And even the men's now, the term is batter because the rules have been changed. That's gender-based. It's not gender-based. It's a description of who is batting. If they said that, then they should have changed third man.
We can't call it the third batter, we call it the third fielder.
Yeah.
And it's amazing some of the names given to fielding position, you know, on a cricket field. Absolutely. You talk about long leg, you talk about fine leg, you talk about square leg, and you just mentioned third man, gully. Those are all names that are humorous. That's why this is the greatest game on planet
Yeah,
Earth.
when cricket was introduced in the 18th century, there was predominantly men being played, but of course it was a woman from England who initiated overhand bowling because she had that can dress with wires on it, and she couldn't bowl on the hand. She had to go over the other side, and
Yes.
that was how they introduced overhand bowling.
Shakira Selman has been introduced into the attack. Well, that was a good delivery to start with. And Ram Harak getting in behind and defending came up on her very quickly. Could have said that she was a little bit beaten for pace there. Look a little bit awkward as she plays the shot. But she's holding her own out in the middle there. Ram Harak, she's on 3. It's based 14 deliveries so far.
But this is a tournament we've seen so many injuries to the players. Selman, of course, went off the field for Barbados before she bowled the ball and robbed them a bowler in that game. Good delivery again from Selman. It's nice to see she's back and fit and ready.
Yes, and Selman did bowl well yesterday.
Yeah.
And she has taken that momentum into this game as well. And it's good to see her back and looking fit as a fiddle too.
So, of course, we're hoping that Sherian Fraser, who suffered 2 blows while batting and was forced to retire, she is also fit for the 50-over version. Because
Yes.
it's unlikely that Ghana can bring first or second in this tournament. So I think that she should be rested and be ready for the 50-over tonight. This is a loose shot. Close to the leg stump, it passed. She was looking for a big booming on drive, and that passed between her and the stumps.
Exactly. And looks a little bit frustrated there, Ram Harak, because she's not getting the ball away. She has faced 16 deliveries so far. And like you rightly said, Sean, she was looking to play between the forward square and the mid-on, and ended up missing the ball, and the ball missing the wicket as well.
And we're talking about impetuous shots from the batsmen, but the batters, but it's good bowling from the Bajans too,
Yes,
causing
certainly.
that, putting pressure, psychological pressure on the batters. And a mishit, again, looking to hit it in front of square and inadvertently going off the inner half of the bat and going behind square, but she got 2, and that's the important thing, that she got 2, and she's still there, 36 for 1.
Yes, and added 2 more runs to Trinidad and Tobago total as well. So this little partnership just beginning to build. Nothing to scare about so far. Their first task is to ensure that they get the singles. Look for that, and when the bad ball come along. But the Barbados team, they have a brilliant medium-fast bowling attack, which is complemented by the off-spin of Haley Matthew.
Nice shot, deliberately steered out towards the third man position, even though it's a women's match, and she gets a single. I remember doing commentary for the first time in 2003, I think it was, and this is not a joke. I was talking about the fielder. It was a women's match. The bowler had a third man, and the girl's fiance did not know that it was a fielding position. He didn't know about cricket, so he texted me. He knew me. He was my friend, and he said, wow, I didn't even know she had a second man, not just a third man. And I said, that's just the position of the field.
Yes, and I remember this Calypso by Crazy.
Yeah, crazy cricket commentary.
Yes, so true.
Selman. And that's caught and bowled. As easy as you like. Ball maybe stopped on her a little bit and just hit it back towards the bowler. That's one of the easiest wickets she would ever get. 37 now for 1, turns 37 for 2. And Cooper, who's been there from the start, she's gone caught and bowled.
Yes, Sean, and this is what happens when you commit it too early on the front foot. Because when you do that, it's difficult to make adjustment. That delivery was almost a full delivery. Brittany Cooper was committed to the front foot there, and all she did was to pop it back, and Selman received a dolly of a catch. So that's a soft dismissal for Cooper, and she knows it as she makes her way very slowly back into the dugout. And Trinidad and Tobago losing their second wicket in over number 7. They're 37 for the loss of 2. As the new batter makes her way out in the middle, that's Anisa Mohammed, very, very experienced.
Yes, and Cooper was just beginning to get scoring opportunities, and now she's gone for 22. But she didn't really look settled during her entire innings. She played one great shot that pulled down to mid-wicket, and most of her other shots were not really well timed or inside edge, outside edge, and she didn't look settled.
No, she wasn't settled, and other than the one that she pulled through mid-wicket, she had one too that she turned down through backward square for a boundary. Those were outstanding shots, but she struggled a little out in the middle, Brittany Cooper.
Anisa Mohammed, who is one part of a twin. Her sister also played for Trinidad and Tobago. Unlike the Barbadians, they've got 2 pairs of twins. The Knights and
the Carringtons.
The Carringtons. Both Knights have played for the West Indies, but she's also got 2 twin brothers. Mohammed, who play club cricket in Barbados. This is on the line of the off stump, and Mohammed at the non-strikers and watches as another West Indian player, Ramrak, plays it into the offside. So a lot of West Indian players. The veteran there at the non-strikers end, the rookie in strike. It's at a good delivery, turned, just dabbing it down towards short third man. And good to see Anisa Mohammed, who is put on a few bungs, get there so quickly.
Yes, because she started early. So once the communication was good, she negated that last scrambling effort. You start early, no hesitation, and she got the single. That was well played by Ram Harak, who saw the opportunity for a single as well.
So Anisa Mohammed, like Fletcher, picked primarily for their spin bowling, but in regional cricket they bat a little high in the order than they would have batted for the West Indies, and her experience is essential. She gets off the mark by turning it out towards the backward square leg position, and there is just the single. So Hayley Matthews into the attack. Well, in 2018, she dominated the bowling when Barbados played unbeaten. And, of course, Dottin dominated the batting. I really miss Dottin in this tournament.
Yeah, she would have lit up this stadium in any way because he's one of the most terrific batters in female cricket.
And this is a big blow for the Trinidad and Tobago side.
Ram Harak there, Sean, was looking to give herself a little bit of a room and go over extra cover. In the end, the ball must have hit it a little bit higher on the bat, spooned it up in the air, and a simple catch down towards short cover. So Trinidad and Tobago, they have lost the third wicket. They're 39 for the loss of 3. Has to be careful here. You want to bat out the entire 20 overs. You do not want to be bundled out for below 50. Bat the 20 overs and you can get to 70, 80. You never know what can happen.
That is what I was saying throughout this tournament, even with the Barbadian batters, the inconsistency, because only a few of them would have scored in each team. And the majority of the top order batters especially, got starts. Some didn't even get starts, but when they got starts, they were dismissed. Dismissed with soft shots. Ramrak is gone now for 7. And more trouble for Trinidad and Tobago. They're now 39 for 3, and this is only the 8th over in progress.
Yes, and what Barbados did is to just keep their cool, do the basic things right, nothing spectacular. They bowl well within their limits, and they have done a good job so far. They are playing like the defending champions that they are, and of course, might very well go on to win this year's tournament as well in an excellent position.
Well, in 2018 and in 2019, when the tournament was last played here, they won both titles, the Barbadians. Here is Matthews bowls wayward delivery down the leg side. It went past Knights and will go close to the boundary and into the ropes for 4. So a bad lined ball, 5 runs, the penalty. And she's given away 5, takes the total now to 34 for the loss of, well, not 34.
It's 44 for the loss of 3. And Rennie's boys, the new batter, just moving inside the line of the stumps there, that one going down the leg side. And she too, Rennie's boys, short, squatty, powerfully built.
Forward she comes, textbook style, bat and pad close together. As Matthews has been a long time as an international cricketer. In fact, made her debut, I think, in 2014 at the international level against Australia in a one-day game. And she began playing with her school, captained the boys' team when she was 11. That swept away, another bad line delivery and down to the boundary for 4. This time it came off the bat and 4 to Boyce, so she's off the mark with a boundary. Anisa Mohammed is on 1, and the total quickly going up now to 48 for 3.
Yes,
as the over comes to an end.
That was a good looking shot indeed. Picked it up nicely in the vacant long leg position as Hayley Matthews straight down the leg side, and she got herself a boundary. Good way to get off the mark. 48 for the loss of 3. Matthews so far first over. Very expensive by horse standard, going for 11 runs. Alia Alain, 3 overs for 20 runs. Selman, 1 over, picking up 1 for 3. And Shanika Bruce, 3 overs, 1 for 14. So the Bajan bowling has been good. The girls on top of their game. There's a pep in their step. They've been attacking the ball in the field. Anticipation level has been good as well.
Yeah, certainly very good work from both of these teams. Well, mostly all the teams in this tournament, with maybe the exception of the Leewards. And the Leewards, even though their batting was poor, they had some good bowling and good fielding.
Well, that's good to hear. I haven't seen any of the game with the Leewards.
Yeah, they bowled well, especially Liebord, the fast bowler, no ball. And that was maybe for front foot infringement, because that was not a beamer. The correct players were in the field, and so a free hit. Well, anytime a no ball is bowled, it's now a free hit. In the past, it was just front foot no balls, but now any no ball is a free hit.
Yes, and I think the shorter version of the game was devised for maximum entertainment. And whatever you can do with the regulations or the rules, you want to bring on the
Let's
excitement.
see what she'll do with this free hit. As she aborts her run and goes back to her mark, maybe thinking in her mind, bowl a Yorker, bowl a short ball. And she got confused. Oh no, she just lost her rhythm.
Yes, Shakira Selman just losing the rhythm a little, and she did the right thing. Just pull out of the stride and go back to the top of her mark.
Mohammed with a fine-engine red helmet on her head. That's the Trinidad and Tobago colours. And she's pulling at the short ball. Didn't get enough bat onto it. And it went out towards the mid-wicket position. She actually got a single. So she's moving now to 2. The 50 coming up. 50 for 3 in the 9th over.
Yes, and it's good to see there's a 50 on the board for Trinidad and Tobago. And they haven't lost a heap of wickets. So far, so good. They should not be frustrated there in the 9th over. And they're on target here in getting just above 100 as well. And that is where, you know, that you're going to feel comfortable that they have put together a good score after winning the toss and batting?
Well, 100 will be a good score on a pitch like this. This is a full toss. Didn't get enough bat onto it, but still tapped it away close to the boundary, and good teamwork there on the boundary. They say teamwork makes the dream work, and that's what happened there. The two Bajan fielders, and limiting the scoring to 2. That could have been a 4, but good stop in the end by the two fielders.
Yes, and Broof was very careful how she played the full toss, ensure she got it over the head of the fielder down at short forward square, and picking up 2 as well.
So
Maybe on another day it would have gone away to the boundary.
52 for 3, 8.2 overs in progress of 20. This is the 2020 Women's Blaze, organised by Cricket West Indies. That's down the leg side, and a wide called, and Knights the keeper going to her left to make the save. On the leg side, there's a fine leg, there's a forward square leg on the boundary, there's a mid-on, a short mid-wicket. Those two fielders are inside the circle. On the offside, there's a third man deep, and there's no sweeper. There's a short cover, a backward point, a gully, and a mid-off, all inside the circle except the third man. This is a good delivery. Came across, it came back into Bruce, and she played it with the inward movement out towards the mid-wicket position, and there is no run. So even though the power play has gone, Barbados keeping the pressure, got a lot of fielders inside the 30-yard circle.
Yes, and that's good captaincy, good thinking as well, because you do not want to give away too many singles. The longer you keep one of the batters on strike, they're expected to try to go over the top, try something new, and in that effort can very well lose their wicket.
And she's looking to plug the offside field even further, removing herself from the gully, and she's gone now to cover. So there's a cover, an extra cover, a mid-off, and a backward point. And of course, bad delivery bowled. When you got a feel like that, as the ball goes into the boundary for 4, you strike the offside field, and all of a sudden, she bowls a leg side ball. Poor bowling.
Yes, and you look at Haley Matthews there, just standing up tall and looking a little at Selman, saying, well, what on earth are you doing? That was a bad delivery, and well put away too by Boyce. To the right of the fielder, down on the square leg boundary, and to the left at long leg. So she picked the gap beautifully.
And even if that same length was outside the off stump, it might have been stopped, because there's a lot more protection on the offside than the leg side.
Yeah, so that's a line that Selman needs to bowl.
And she's getting the ball to come back. So she has to start the ball a little wider.
Yes, John, and this has been the hallmark of Barbados bowling. All of the medium fast bowlers, they're just not running in and bowling with pace. They're doing something with the ball, which simply tells that they work very hard on their cricket. And the understanding is, if you can do something with the ball, you can move it away, bring it back. It simply means that you are presenting an ace game to the opposition.
And they're getting lateral movements both ways.
Yes.
That's outside the line of the opponent. That one came in,
yes,
and this one went away.
Yes.
Only thing, it was wide, and not wide enough to be called a wide, but 16 extras also. 9 overs gone, 57 for 3.
Yes, and these
too many extras in 9 overs.
Yes, absolutely. I do agree with you. And those extras were due mainly to delivery sprayed outside the line of the off stump. Just 2 no balls that we saw 2 free hit from. So mainly it's the wides and something that they need to control. So Ramharak has gone for 7. Kirby didn't score, and Cooper for 22. The 3 of them that are back in the pavilion.
Yeah. So 57 for the loss of 3 wickets. 9 overs gone. As Anisa Mohammed and Boyce looking to stage Operation Rebuild. And they're doing a good job so far. They joined forces at 39 for 3. And they've now added 20 runs in quickish time. Lightning fast outfield. Last round pitch that maybe keeping a bit low. Variable bunks. Lovely conditions here at Providence. Once a cane field, even the new housing scheme built across there was built on sugarcane plantation, as was this ground. Terraformer built the ground. Here is a ball that's outside the line of the off stump again. And there goes Mohammed looking to play at it, and it went by to be taken by Knights. So Williams comes into the attack, and she's a nippy medium fast bowler. No slip, the slip has been removed. Wide third man, sweeper on the boundary, protecting the boundary on the offside. This is a good delivery on the line of the middle and off stump, played back towards Williams, and there is no run. So we see over in the distance Sarwan's Mall, Amazonia Mall. There's a gym, there's a Massey store, there's a restaurant, and there's a mall that sells a lot of things. That's one on the line of the leg stump again, and there's no run. Around 10 minutes away from the capital, Georgetown, and we look over to the other side and we see the Demerara River, the Demerara Harbour Bridge, which was once the longest floating bridge in the world. Just like the St. George's Cathedral was once the highest wooden building in the world. See, they've put down now, the base is made of concrete, so it's no longer holding that record in the line, outside the line of the leg stump, short, and pulled away down towards the mid-wicket position. Just a single. So Mohammed now back in strike. Mohammed, well, it's Bruce in strike. Mohammed got that single, so she's 3, Bruce is 10, 58 for 3.
Yes, and with the exception of that last delivery, I think that Anissa should have done a little bit better with that one. Was very slow and rocking on the back foot. Generally, it has been a good over so far by Aliyah Williams. Trimly built. Good physique for a fast bowler. That's a good delivery. Right on target again. And Boyce is defending with a very broad bat too. She has looked good so far, Sean, since she has come out in the middle.
Yes, her bat looks as broad as the Essequibo River. 29 miles at this widest point. And are you surprised that Matthews only bowled 1 over, replaced by Williams? That's a good delivery again. Flirting with danger is Bruce, and in the end, the ball does not hit the edge, and Knight stakes, and there is no run. So 58 for 3, 10 overs gone. We're at the halfway stage. What do you predict the score will be like after you answer the question about Matthews?
Yes, so the girls are definitely going to refresh themselves. We'll have a little break there for some water. No, I'm not surprised. I'll tell you the reason why. Matthew, while fielding, there was attempting a catch. She got hit just above the wrist, so that might be a little bit painful. She tried an over, and maybe because of that, she just pulled herself out of the attack. Hope that that recovers and she comes in and bowl. Maybe when we get around the 16th over or the 15th or whatever the case may be. 58 for the loss of 3. To halfway gone. Sean, they should be looking maybe 120, 125. It's on the card for them once they preserve their wickets. We're going to take a little bit break, and we're going to be right back.
Yes, well, welcome back to the Providence Stadium where the sun continues to shine in all its brilliance. You're missing any cricket because the fielders were being refreshed. It's a hot day, and we rarely have hot days in this part of the world during this time. It's in fact the Eastern Caribbean start of the hurricane season at the beginning of this month. And we say good morning to those in Jamaica. Good morning to those wherever you are, in Trinidad and Tobago, in the Barbados, the land of the flying fish and cuckoo.
Yes, and Sean, you've been asking about Hayley Matthew. Maybe the plan was to bowl from the top end because now she's coming from the top end.
So Hayley Matthews, very experienced, bowls to Nisa Mohammed, so captain to captain. She's played over 50 one-day internationals and I think 61 T20 internationals since making her debut in 2014. Here she is, right arm off spinner. Here bouncing away under her cap, and forward comes Mohammed and plays it quietly into the offside. In fact, when she went to the People's Catholic Primary School, she asked the coach if she can play with the boys, and by the age of 11 she was captaining them. That's a lovely shot, delicately placed, and with this fast outfield it will be a battle for the fielder to pull it back. She does in the end, and the batters come back for two as the plane goes overhead.
And Sean, there was a brilliant chase by Alia Alain, a very long run, and at no time she gave up, realizing the speed of the ball, she can catch it. This is excellent fielding.
So 60 for 3, halfway through the 10th over, the 11th over in fact. 5 to Mohammed, 10 to Bruce. Here is Hayley Matthews changing her line of attack, going round the wicket now, bowling to Mohammed. Mohammed is playing it into the offside. When you bowl around the wicket, you get the ball to move away from the right-hander more easier. Here is a ball again that's top-edged, but safely in the end, falling well short of the backward square, who's running across to her left, and just a single, but a fall shot in the end.
Yes, I think the intention was a good one. She was looking to go over mid-wicket, but the slow nature of the ball coming off the pitch there outfoxed the right-handed Anisa Mohammed. Luckily for her, she didn't get it on the thickest part of the bat because that could have been gone flying down towards the deep backward square.
Here is Matthews getting this ball to move away, the arm ball, and that hit the edge and went safely down towards the third man position in the end. Again, Alain has to do the work, and the total going up with that double to 63 for 3 as the 11th over comes to an end, but good arm ball there, took the edge.
Beautifully bowled by Hayley Matthews there, and she was trying to pull the bat inside the line, got the edge, no slipper, and she collected the single.
Yes, as I said, it's easier when you bowl around the wicket to get the ball to move away from the right-hander because of that angle. And you've got to bowl the ball fuller. Even though the pitch is still 22 yards, when you go around the wicket, you've got to push the ball a longer distance. That might be confusing to some people. It's the same length of the pitch, but when you go around the wicket because of the angle.
Yeah, of course, it happens.
So Williams bungs in and bowls. That's stroked away out towards the backward point. A little fumble and a wild return almost in the middle of the pitch. Nicely backed up in the end at the mid-on position. And she got a single, so Bruce gets another single. She goes now to 12. And Mohammed, who's on 7.
And it's good to see.
4 for 3.
Yes, John, it's good to see that both batters, they're looking for every possible opportunity of scoring their single like this one. That's a good-looking shot. Knows once she picks the gap, she's going to get the single. So the rotation has been good between these two.
Yeah, 30 now to Bruce. Mohammed on 7, 65 for 3. Good partnership building. They joined forces at 39 for 3 when Ramrak was removed by Matthews for 7. This is a wide delivery. Bowled by Williams down the leg side. And again, good stop there by the keeper, Knights. Remember, she's keeping up to the fast bowlers. And she's doing a very good job. And that was a wide delivery.
Yes, and on all the matches, she has been exceptional behind the stumps there. And like you rightly pointed out, very brave to keep her right up to the stumps.
Good delivery again, just steered away, a little bit bunks. And controlled in the end there by Mohammed. She goes now to 8. Brings Bruce back in strike. She's 13. And the partnership continues to build. We're in the 12th over. 67 for 3 tonight. In fact, Guyana playing the Windward Islands in that night game on the lights. That's the last game for the 2020 Blaze tournament. Both teams in with no chance of winning the title. But we've seen the Windwards, as they progress in the tournament, get a bit better. So it's going to be a good game tonight. Of course, Guyana, including now, as they did in the last game, Millington, the off spinner. This is pushed into the offside off the back foot, and good rotation in the strike. The singles coming easier now, and a total going up to 68 for 3. 8 to Mohammed, 14 to Bruce.
Yes, and that's good awareness level. They're not looking to hit it too hard. They know that they can score a single once they pick those gaps. The fielders, some of them are very close, like the backward point, the extra cover.
No, nicely taken again, some bunks. And that's great keeping there by Knights, because some of the balls are keeping low, some are bouncing. The over comes to an end, 12 gone, 17 extras are made up of mostly wides, and the total now 68 for the loss of 3. Very good keeping though by Knights, because she's keeping up. That one bounced. One pitched on the same area and kept low.
Yes, and when you have a keeper who is brave enough to go up to the stumps, you know, that's an added advantage for your team, because the batter has to be very careful if she's going to come down the track, because there's an opportunity for stumping as well. So Barbados here with the brave keeper is an added advantage to them as well.
Matthews, the off-spinner, wealth of experience on their name. And she's bowling a flighted delivery, brings Bruce forward and plays it into the onside. I remember Tyrrell Tull. He was the best keeper I would have seen keeping up.
As a 13-year-old as well, he was exceptional, being right over that stump.
Yes, and he played in the Stanford inaugural tournament, and that's a loose shot. Hit it high into the air, beaten for the lack of pace. Nice flight, beaten in the flight, and went through with the shot. Didn't get it as she would have liked. It didn't have enough power to go down to long on, so the mid-off ran across to her right and took a nice catch. So in the end, the demise of Bruce, no,
Boyce.
that's Mohammed. Boyce?
Yes.
So she's gone, or is it Mohammed? It's Boyce gone for 14,
yes.
68 for the loss of 3.
And
68
Sean,
for the loss of 4, in fact.
Yeah, that was a brilliant catch by the fielder down at mid-off, running away to the ball. The ball was actually going away for her. She realized that the only way I'm going to make it into a catch is to dive forward, and she did that and held it with both hands. Brilliant. And this Barbados team has done a fine job in all departments of the game. Their bowling, their fielding has been good. Their batting has improved as the tournament continues. So Janaba Joseph, she makes her way out in the middle there. Nice little partnership between Boyce and Mohammed coming to an end, and it had to take a brilliant catch to dismiss Boyce. So let's see what Janaba Joseph can bring to the battle out in the middle.
Well, they crossed whilst the ball was hit in the air. Of course, that's a new law, will come into effect on the 1st of October. If you hit the ball like that, and the new batter has to go to the striker's end, even if you crossed. So many changes in the laws. And that was maybe geared to a one-day situation. If you have the best batsman, they go for a single when the ball is being caught. And even if the ball is caught, the better of the batsman will get the strike. So that's turned away into the onside. And
well, the game is evolving, and as the game evolves and you look and see what spectators want, what might be the fairest things for both teams, these expectations will occur. There will be changes to rules, regulations, conditions, whatever it is.
Joseph forward, pushes it into the offside, and there is no run. And there's a run, in fact, that she turned it into the onside and scampered a single. So she's off the mark with 1. Mohammed is still there on 7. And the total is 70 for the loss of 4 wickets.
So she continues to operate around the wicket, sweeping at 1. Might have gotten some bat onto it too.
Yeah, maybe on the edge. Let's wait on the signal of the umpire. Yes, she got on the edge, and she got 2. So now she's gone to 9, and the total is, no, just a single. So she's gone to 8. 71 for 4.
71 for the loss of 4. Not a bad position, but they will be mindful that they have lost the 4 wickets. The important thing for them is to ensure they bat out the 20 overs. And I strongly feel if they bat out the 20 overs, they can get past that 100 and even more than that as well.
So Williams, slimly built, bowls to Mohammed. Mohammed pushes it in the offside. Well, another reason why these Barbadian girls are looking so good at the Pacers. They've got 2 coaches, both male coaches, both former West Indies coaches. I think that's the only team that has 2 male coaches. Corey Collymore is the head coach, and of course the left arm spinning all-rounder. Picked more for his batting in his days. Ryan Hines, he is the assistant coach, and Corey Collymore was one of the better fast bowlers for Barbados because of the large amount of quality fast bowlers. Never really got to play a large amount of international matches at the test level, but he was certainly good. This is on the line of the awesome, slapped away by Mohammed, and now she will go up to,
well, that should be 12 for Anisa Mohammed.
Yeah.
She was on 11.
Yeah, she go now to 12, 72 for 4. So we apologized for the little mix-up in our scoreboards, but the technical people are fixing it. They're very efficient, and this is a ball as easy as you like again. Maybe just lack of pace, good slower ball, and she was onto the front foot very early, and in the end all she could do was pat it back to the bowler. So Joseph is gone, caught and bowled by Williams, and the total now 72 for 5.
Yes, and it brings back memory the way Brittany Cooper went.
Yeah.
Same thing, committed very early on the front foot, and when you do that, you negate the opportunities of maybe changing your shot and just popped one back. Very easy dismissal for Joseph as she walks back to the pavilion. So Trinidad and Tobago now 72 for the loss of 5. And here is where they have to be very careful, because at one stage they were going good, just below that 6 runs and over. We thought they would have gotten to that 120, which is still on the card, but you do not want to lose wickets in a bunch. That will surely peg them back.
Mohammed now will be the key if they're to get to a 3-figure mark. It's been a difficult track to bat on, and good bowling also, and most of the tournament was played on a slightly heavy outfield, so the batters had the disadvantage, but the shot selection was not what you would have liked to see. That's what's contributing to the low scores.
Yeah, so Rachel Vincent has made her way out in the middle there, joining Anisa Mohammed. Mohammed holding the fort together. She has gotten 11 from 21
balls.
deliveries.
So Williams in bright sunshine bowls a ball that keeps low again, back and across she comes, opens the face, sails it out towards backward point. and there's no run. And this is just the first game here, and you see the ball keeping more and more low.
Yes, exactly. It has been doing that.
Williams bowls. This is pitched up and hit into the offside, and there is no run. So another over is completed. At the end of it, it's 14 overs gone. Trinidad and Tobago upped into bat. They're 72 for 5.
Yes, and at this stage, 72 for the loss of 5. Half the wicket back in the pavilion. 6 overs remaining. Certainly, they must try their best to get past that 100. If you do that, it's not going to be all sailing for Barbados team as well. I think we can have a very competitive match.
Well, Jamaica and Barbados are the two teams that dominated the T20 blaze, but Trinidad has got more titles in the 50-over tournament, which starts on Thursday. John Ramsing is now joined us, and he might be able to tell us where the games are playing and when and so on. The 50-over version. I know the schedule said it will be starting on Thursday. Here is the captain to captain, and Mohammed is forward and plays it into the offside.
That was a good delivery, Sean, by Haley Matthews. Not short at all. You do not want to be short at this stage in the game. Just loop the ball up right into the block hole.
Nice flighted delivery. Good sweep between the two fielders at backward square and at long leg, and bisected the fielders precisely, found the gap and gets a boundary. Much needed boundary. Boundaries have been drying up recently. So she's gone out to 15. It's 76 for 5. Halfway through the 15th over.
And here is where Anisa Mohammed is showing all her experience, realizing the length was there for the sweep shot, and she played it well. Congratulations to her. Good thinking, good shot, good execution.
For us West Indian bowler to get 100 wickets in one-day internationals. And she's still playing for the West Indies. Here is Haley Matthews, bowls to Mohammed again. Mohammed is working it nicely into the onside. Nice soft hands. And threatened to throw. Didn't do so. And Haley Matthews collects the ball eventually. And a single. Rotation in the strike again. 77 now for 5. 2 balls left, barring a wide or a no ball in the 15th over. Vincent yet to score. She is now in strike. And of course, Mohammed looking better and better. 25 balls, a slow start, but she's on 16, and she's got the ability to step up the pace, step on the gas as the latter stages of the innings approaches.
And she has read the game well. She knows what is the expectation of her out in the middle, and she has done that, preserved the wicket, and just beginning to flow a little bit better.
Vincent is forward and pushes it into the onside. As we said, Guyana, lovely country. The interior, fauna, flora, the Kaituro Falls.
Not only a lovely country, it's the greatest country on planet Earth.
Yes, I agree with you, 100%. This is a ball that's played off the back foot as Vincent now comes off the mark, as Matthews bowls a little too short and gave her the room to punch it out towards mid-off. As the over comes to an end, 15 overs have been completed, 78 for the loss of 5.
Yes, so it's 78 for the loss of 5 and 15 overs gone. That brings the equation down to 5 overs remaining now with 5 wickets standing as well. If they can score around 7 runs and over, that will surely get them past that 100 mark, which should be the target, 110, 115. Those are going to be bonus as well. So Sean Devers has departed, and I've been joined by our colleague John Ramsing, who's been working tremendously beyond the call of duty to ensure that our streaming and commentary teams are put together, has joined me in the commentary box as the right-hander Vincent will go back and complete 2. Hello to you, John. How are you doing today, my brother? You're looking spanking in your blue t-shirt.
Hello, Indeed. Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Really nice day for cricket once again. There's a team in the middle in blue, so I'm supporting with my blue. Yes. Yeah, really nice match we're having. I said yesterday to Clyde, the tournament has come alive. That was yesterday's games. And we're seeing it today. We had 3 beautiful matches yesterday from the start of the morning. And then we're seeing, again, positive play between Trinidad and Tobago and Barbados. Barbados unbeaten so far. Trinidad and Tobago had a nail-biting close one yesterday. But a win is a win. You want to look at the positives. And they're looking to continue their winning ways. They want to stop this unbeaten side. They have their work cut out at the moment.
Yes, because they have come up against a very strong Barbados bowling and fielding team as well. Well, her eyesight had to be good there, Vincent. Moving right across the stumps, looking for the gap between the fielder out on the forward square boundary and the short backward square. Didn't pick the gap. Had a good start. Barbados picked up that early wicket in the first over. After then, we saw a nice little partnership. Since then, found it a little bit difficult to get the boundaries.
So at the back end of the innings, you expect more shots to be played. You expect a little bit more urgency, and we're seeing that from Trinidad and Tobago, led by Captain Anisa Mohammed. She has been pretty much holding the innings together when she's at the middle, and with the acceleration as well. Had some good cameos coming down towards the end of the innings for Trinidad and Tobago. And today again we see her 16 from 25 deliveries, pretty much holding the innings together.
Yes, exactly, and she knows that's her role as well. Spread down the leg side, so added bonus here for Trinidad and Tobago. Ramharak 7, she opened the batting. Kirby didn't score. Cooper making 22. Janaba Joseph made 1 and Boyce 14. Those are the batters back in the pavilion. I thought Boyce looked pretty well out in the middle until she went a very soft dismissal.
Extras contributing healthily, 19 of them so far, and that is an issue. 2 top teams in the tournament they're having, Barbados and Jamaica. Too many extras being given away.
Yes, and especially in a T20 game. I mean, you give away too many extras, you certainly will have to score those runs, and in most cases, bowl those balls back again. That was a good delivery, John. Just taking pace off the delivery there by Williams, right into the block hole. And Anisa Mohammed, a broad bat, defending nicely. She isn't taking any chances at this time. She knows her team wants her to stay there right to the end. And that's a flowing drive to bring the over to an end. Good fielding too by Hayley Matthews at the end of 16 overs. 83 for the loss of 5. John, at 83 for the loss of 5, 4 overs to go. Let's say you add 4 sixes, 24. They can still get to that 110, 115.
The key will be Anisa Mohammed, how long she survives, and once she can bat to the end, I can see Trinidad and Tobago quite comfortably getting to that 110. But if she departs, they will perhaps stutter to maybe just an even 100. She'll make the difference in the final 4 overs in about 10 runs.
Shamika Bruce, 1 for 13. And the fielding has been good. The field placement too by Hayley Matthews. She has handled this team beautiful. She knows the cricket. And look at her, ensuring that she cut off the singles in the offside. Herself down at extra cover. There's a backward point, short third man, and a mid-off.
Oh, that's a very good delivery. Came back in. For a moment I thought she was bowled. But that's because of the fact that the runs on the offside dried up. Looking to play across the line and looking for that big gap between long on and mid wicket. She looked a bit awful there. This time she'll get some runs, looking for the boundary. Good work on the boundary. So just a single rotation in the strike. Nonetheless, you don't want to be bogged down for too long. Already faced 2 dot deliveries. Not getting a boundary, get the single, it's fine.
Exactly, and that is how it should be, because you do not want dot balls at this stage of the game whatsoever. You want to ensure you score off every delivery.
question asked of umpire Raj Kumar. He says not out, but this is a good final over as well from Bruce. Bruce has been impressive. She has done well within your ball for Barbados, and we see that the trend is for her to come back towards the back end with 1 over at least, and even at a death, she has been bowling very economical in this tournament.
Oh my word, how that didn't, well, it cannoned into the pad. It was going down the leg side there. Deceived Anisa Mohammed. She was looking to go over the top. That was well bowled.
Once again, the gap through the onside is inviting for both Trinidad and Tobago batters. And because of that, Anisa Mohammed going through the onside, got the inside edge onto her foot and almost crashed into her stumps.
Yes, and skipper Haley Matthews, like you rightly pointed out, John, go over mid-wicket, which means going across the line.
She got this one on the full and got enough connection on it for a single. So single to end the over, 17 gone, 85 for 5, just 2 runs in that over. Very good final over from Bruce. She's now completed her spell of bowling 4 overs, 1 for 15. Yet again, another impressive performance from the right arm seamer.
Yes, and this says a lot about the Barbados bowling attack. They have done pretty well, and in that 16 over when you thought maybe 6-7 runs would have been scored, she maintained that good line about the line of the off stump, and Anisa Mohammed just couldn't get the ball away, and that's the reason why only 2 runs were scored here. So Haley Matthews and her girls will feel that was a very successful over for Barbados.
18 deliveries to go. 6 of those will be sent down by Selman. So Selman looking for more success, looking to peg back Trinidad and Tobago below 3 figures. Anisa Mohammed will take strike at the start of this Selman's over. Selman 1 for 12 from 2 before this. And we see a tight ring of fielders on the onside, well, on the offside, and 2 on the onside. All saving 1. So protecting the boundaries, but also not looking to get too many singles being scored. Soft hands, and once you can do that, that's intelligent. You can pick up the singles. 6 of those, and you'll have 6 runs and over.
Yes, certainly that can be on the card. I'm afraid, though, that Anisa Mohammed, while she's playing that role of stabilizing the innings, I think the time has come for she to look for some more aggressive shot. Selman, who started from the northern end of the ground, her first 2 overs, she picked up 1 for 12, like you said, and now she's been switched. She certainly will complete her 2 from this end. So the rotation of the bowlers have been good as well. Let's see what Vincent can do with this one.
That's stuck to it nicely. But yet again, because of the defensive field that is set, just a single. So rotation in the strike. Had that been a hit maybe a few meters to the right of the fielder, should have gotten 2 or maybe a boundary. But it's still important that they do not have dot balls at this stage of the innings. At least not too many, because the bowlers will be bowling good deliveries as well.
Yes, and now they've brought the fielder in. So give her an opportunity to go over the top of mid-on. Not a bad ploy at all. And this time she's going through backward square, and they will just get the single. So they've been scoring the singles in this over. The first 3 deliveries, they have managed 3 runs.
So Ali Alain, perhaps of all the next over. She has 3, completed 3, and then Selma will finish, because Alia Williams 1 for 12, Shanika Bruce 1 for 16, and Haley Matthews 2 for 25, completing their spell of 4 overs. So if the Trinidad and Tobago women are thinking what's to come, they can look at the scoreboard and they can see that those are the options available. It will be a heavy dose of medium pace, so they can try to work their plan accordingly, because they're all right arm seamers in the Barbados bowling attack. Bang back over the head of the bowler, and the fielder that was straight at mid-off had a half of a chance, but it was well hit 4 runs. That's a boundary that they were looking for.
Yes, and she connected their sweet song of leather hitting the willow. Powerful blow there from Vincent. Down over mid-off, and she got the boundary. They need a few more like this, John. But the field is well spread now, because you're having a forward square on the boundary, mid-wicket on the boundary, and the long on the boundary as well. So they're asking her to go over mid-off. So the line of the bowler has to be well too.
So what Matthews have done, maintain that mid-off, but just one field on the offside. So inviting the drive from Vincent, and she's almost tempted, and the edge almost found. So this is good bowling, a good captaincy, because you have your ring of fielders on the onside, right in the boundary, but you want to protect the offside as well. So there was a cover previously, now there's a fielder down at long off. And it's good to know that once as a captain you can set fields, the bowler can respond. 18 overs completed, 93 for the loss of 5.
Yes, so 2 overs to go here. They still can get past that 100. Was a good over for Trinidad and Tobago in the circumstances. They managed through Vincent to get that boundary. And with the few singles that they took of the first 3 deliveries, put the pressure back on Barbados, because they realize here now we have to do something. The field was spread, and they managed to get the boundary. They managed to get another single too. 93, like you said, John, for the loss of 5. So it's going to be Alain from the top end, and from the bottom end, it seems that though Selman is going to complete the 20 overs.
Yeah, so the projected score, as you can see on the monitor, is 103. And that's if things continue to be the way they are in terms of run rate, wickets at the crease. But if a wicket or 2 go down, obviously it will be revised. But Anis Mohammed, like I said, is the key. Oh, what a shot. Powerfully back over the head of the bowler. She had to take evasive action. It was hit so well. It went very quickly to the fielder, and only one was possible.
Well, and that was due mainly because Anisa Mohammed actually refused the second run. I can't understand why. You have 5 wickets standing. The ball was way out around the boundary area. The return had to come in. They should have gotten 2 there. Vincent was willing to go, not Anisa Mohammed.
I think it was hit too well, and I don't think Anis Mohammed felt that she could have gotten back in time. Nice delivery from Alain. Full and straight, right up. And once you can bowl like that, it's always difficult for any batter to get onto that ball to try to loft it. So that's
Good
intelligent stuff. Just one. Vincent has been there for a little long now in the context of the innings, so she is aware of what the situation is like. She can also, with just 1 over to go after this, throw her arms, throw caution to the wind, and you never know.
Yes, and it's good to see her driving straight too. There is where she scored her runs. They must be looking for 2 here.
Yeah, better throw. Could have seen Anisa Mohammed in some trouble. But 2
She's
runs.
been out there for a long time, John, so they're going to be some weary legs.
And it's extremely hot out there
yes,
today.
Yes, it is.
Oh, tugged away. You can hear the sound of the bat. Looking to muscle that one. But losing her shape because she had a fetch from outside off stump, looking for the onside boundary, and got it to deep mid wicket. But there are boundary riders out there, deep mid wicket, fine leg. There's a cover sweeping and a 3rd man. So Barbados really trying to protect the boundaries as well.
And look at Anisa Mohammed there, one way outside the line of the off stump, looking to go over mid-wicket. If she had held her shape, she'd have gone through the offside field. And there are opportunities for the ball to go way down towards the boundary, wide gap between the extra cover and the mid-off. The over has been completed. 98 for the loss of 5, 1 over remain.
So this final over can really set up this game nicely. It can decide whether it will be a one-sided affair if Trinidad do not get a lot of runs, or if they can put up maybe get 10, 12 runs from this over and try to push it out of the reach of Barbados, pick up some early wickets. We can head for an exciting encounter. Nice finish. Edged away. Gone for 1. And they'll come back quickly for the second. This will have to be good running. Well, it's a bad throw again from the fielder.
Yes, good running between the wicket, and that's 100 up for Trinidad and Tobago. Good to see them get to those 3 figures. That was a slow delivery by Selman, and she got the edge and getting 2 as well. So good start to this over. Vincent, she has made up her mind. She's going to go after the bowling.
And Haley Matthews has positioned herself right down at long off, but very straight, realizing that Rachel Vincent is playing the straight shots.
Well, she saw Vincent looking to come down the track there, and Selman just straying down the leg side. So that's another run and another ball to be bowled as well, another wide. That will take extras to how many there, John?
20.
20 extras. That's a healthy total. Subtract that 20 from 101, we're left with how much? 79? 81?
Oh, this would be the boundary that she was looking for. Another slow delivery, but it was on the line of the stump. But Vincent moved across her off stump and swiveled nicely. And the partnership now 33 runs from just 34 balls, thanks mainly to Vincent. Her contribution in the partnership is 21 compared to 9 from Anisa Mohammed. So nice shot again for the boundary.
Yes, and here is where Selman, I'm a little surprised that she's trying the slow ball and trying it so frequently. Her job is to bowl it wide and full outside the line of the off stump. That is where she needs to get it, because anything that is slow, Vincent is going to go after it.
The call is 2. They're looking for the second. It's not on. It's good work in the deep.
And that was a better delivery, John. Full and straight. Let's see what Selman is going to do now to the right-handed Anisa Mohammed. And the Kimbo there on the hip. And scan the horizon across there to see where the fielders are. She looks and sees there's a deep backward square. Now a chance has been taken here because Selman would not like to stray outside the line of the off stump. There's no protection on the boundary there.
Well, she bowled it on the line of the off stump, and Anisa Mohammed hit it straight down the throat of Haley Matthews, who had to run back to a little bit and then to her left and took the catch leaping in the air. She made it look so easy, but it was traveling. And another wicket going down for Trinidad and Tobago. And there was Anisa Mohammed looking to maximize, looking to cash in the final over. What Haley Matthews did is to set the fielders on the edge of the in a yard, 30-yard circle. Everyone on the offside in that circle, and the boundary is on the onside. But there we see her bowler bowling to the plan. Had she been a bit short, Anisa Mohammed perhaps would have cut the ball, but she was full, forcing her to drive. She tried to go the lofted shot, and just gifted her wicket away. Good catch, good captaincy.
Yes, good thought, good game planning as well, because with the fielders down on the onside boundary there, you don't want your bowler to bowl short. You give her the opportunity to go there, and Matthew was perfectly positioned. Good catch indeed. Steffi Sugrim is out in the middle.
So coming down towards the end of the Trinidad Tobago innings, remember Trinidad Tobago won the toss and opted to bat first. 106 now for the loss of 6. 2 boundaries will look will look very good for Trinidad and Tobago, but Selman and Matthews have other plans. Full again, straight. She had to dig out that Yorker and looking for the second. It could be suicidal. In the end, she got there.
And John, at one moment, I was afraid for her. She went and skated on her knees. You don't want to do that at all. Well, she was trying to preserve the wicket. She did preserve it. Maybe the basic ingredient in diving is that you go full stretch with the body. She went on the knees. Thanks heaven, the pads might have protected her there.
Scampering by, and it's going to be run out. Last delivery of the innings, and she was looking to get the extra run. Her partner called her through, Vincent, and so Graham running for all her worth, and the bowler in her follow through, collect the ball and hit the stump directly. 108 for the loss of 6. Trinidad and Tobago winning the toss and batting first. That, to me, is a total that can be tantalizing.
Yes, certainly. While Barbados has a very strong batting lineup, you get past that 100, it certainly presents an opportunity for Trinidad and Tobago to feel that here we have something to bowl at, and that is what you want to see.
So, correction, 108 for 7, as you can see there. It means Barbados will need 109 from their 20 overs, 108 for 7. Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados need 109 from their 20 overs. We will be back with a run chase in a short while. So welcome back to Providence, and we're about to resume with the run chase. Trinidad and Tobago 108 for 7 in their 20 overs after winning the toss and batting. And then Barbados set the target of 109 from their 20 overs. Unbeaten Barbados. This 109 could be tricky. Hello, Indrajit.
Hello to you, John. Yes, of course, it could be tricky, and it's going to be dependent now on how Barbados will chase down this 109. Will they go all out in the first 6 overs to ensure they get the ball over the top, into the gaps and score heavily in that power play, or they play their normal cricket to get that 109? Very strong Barbados batting team. Haley Matthews is there. The two Alia Alain, the two Knight sisters as well. A strong batting team, but it is left to see what strategy they're going to use out in the middle. To my mind, make full use as possible with the first 6 overs. Play every ball on its merit. Do not take too much of a risk because the score is not a huge one.
They'll be starting with Haley Matthews and Kaisia Knight, familiar opening pair. When Trinidad and Tobago started, it started with Leanne Kirby, Karishma Ramharak. Kirby went without scoring. Ramharak 7, Brittany Cooper 22, Anisa Mohammed 20, Rennie's Boys 14, Janaba Joseph 1, Steffi Sogrim run out the final delivery for 2, and Rachel Vincent not out on 22. There were 20 extras in that innings, total of 108 for 7. Bowling for Barbados women, Shanika Bruce 4 overs 1 for 15, Ali Allen 4 overs none for 24, Shakira Salmon 4 overs 2 for 30, Haley Matthews 4 overs 2 for 25, and Alia Allen 4 overs 1 for 12. So Barbados win this match and of course will retain their title, and a title that I'm saying that they already have one hand on.
Yes, and I do agree with you, John. So Leanne Kirby will start the bowling for the Trinidad and Tobago team. Kaisia Knight, she's going to take her first delivery, and at the non-strikers end is Haley Matthew. We saw yesterday, John, Haley Matthew, a fine innings of 72 in very hot conditions. Got a little bit tired as she came towards the end of that innings, but she's in good form.
And she's going to be the one to watch if the Trinidad and Tobago will create an upset here. And if they can get Haley Matthews in the pavilion very early, they can perhaps look to work away the other batters. But the Knight sisters are in very good form as well. And they can also step it up. So we're ready. It's Leanne Kirby running away from us from the place pavilion end. And first ball is down the leg side. So runs immediately for Barbados as Knight gets off the mark. So the familiar pair, left-hand, right-hand combination at the top of the order as well. They have done well in the tournament, and they're coming in their 5th and final round match and starting again with that set formation.
Yes, and you're so right about that, John. And it can be confusing to bowlers as well, the left-hand, right-hand combination. And they have served their country very well. They must be looking to get an early wicket here, Trinidad and Tobago, to peg back the Barbados team. But this girl that's holding the bat in her hand here, Haley Matthews, she's a superstar. There's no doubt about that.
And in that match-winning knock yesterday, she took her time. And before you know it, she's into the 40s. Before you know it, she's into the 60s. Just like that, she can pace her innings today and see her team safely to victory and with a 100% record. Uppish. Yeah.
She was deceived there, John, and very lucky too. It went away to the left of the bowler Kirby and falling short of the mid-off. So she was outfoxed by that delivery.
So one step in play. This one is pulled over mid-wicket. The fielder was there with a half of a chance, looking to put the right hand up. And there's Brittany Cooper running for all she's worth. And in the end, she's going to just watch as the ball go into that rope behind her. So 4 runs to Haley Matthews. She's off the mark with the boundary.
Yeah, and that was a short delivery and well put away too. She was looking to get more power out of the shot, but the ball came off very slow from the pitch. Maybe that's the reason why she didn't get the height she was looking for, just over the head of the fielder down at mid-wicket.
Yeah, Steffi Sugrim.
Yes,
Yeah, just
and she's a short girl.
Yes, she's short, yes. The keeper now up to the wicket. Low full toss. This time Sugrim gets it because it goes straight to her and she knocks it down. Brittany Cooper at mid-on. Having a quiet tournament by her standards, Brittany Cooper. I haven't seen her bowl. Remember one game for Trinidad and Tobago was rained out, that game against Guyana. In the air, over the head of Brittany Cooper, but she's going to try her very best. What an effort from Brittany Cooper running back from mid-on. And the ball was in the air for a long time as Hayley Matthews trying to get it over her head. But Brittany Cooper had a chance. So at the end of the first over, Barbados 7 for 1. Quite an eventful over.
Yes, eventful over. Brittany Cooper there. I think she misjudged it, and then she did the almighty wrong. Took her eyes off the ball at the last moment and then made a dash to take the catch. And within that period, she floored it. You don't want to drop Hayley Matthews whatsoever. If that catch was taken by Cooper, you imagine how different it would have been out in the middle?
Well, it's not to be, and Matthews is still there. She's on 6. Got the early boundary. So good positive start in terms of run scoring. No pressure at all on Matthews and Barbados after the first over. So 109 runs the victory target. So 7 of those already shaved off. So required run rate under 6 runs and over at the start of the innings, and with 7 runs already gone, you can maintain that under 6 runs and over. It will be spin from the other end in the form of Karishma Ramharak. Right arm off spin. Steady bowler this season in the wickets as well. She's been lucky to get a lot of early wickets in her spell, and she'll be looking for more success against this Barbados side.
Yes, and this is going to be interesting because the pitch is playing relatively slow. We've seen some good pitches here for the T20 Blaze tournament. Ball coming on nicely on the bat. This one is a little bit on the slow side. And here is where the spinners can come in very handy. Just slow up the pace a little. Let the batters go after the bowling if they want. You do not want to give them pace to work with. And that's a good start from Ramharak.
Yeah, we saw last night on the lights, Guyana spinners really spinning webs around the Leeward Islands batters and caused all sorts of confusion for them. So Ramharak, one of the many international players that we have seen in this tournament. And I was saying to one of our presenters yesterday, the international players are way up there. Some of the players that are playing at this regional level, you can see that there are lots of work to be done, but someone or a few of those players should be able to step up, to show the selectors, show everyone that they're capable as well. They have the class like our international players. And Ramharak just seems to be one of those players in a class above many.
Yes, certainly. She has been around for a while, Ramharak. And John, when you look at the entire tournament, the seasoned campaigners are the ones that dominate the tournament. There have not been too many young girls coming through the system. And that should be a worry as well. Because all the teams, the names there that have been scoring runs and picking up wickets and outstanding in the field have been girls who have been around for a long time. So the question is, what do we do to get young players coming through the system, if not dominate, to make their name count as well?
One young player that we'll see later on that is looking the part is Zaida James from the Windward Islands. We'll see her tonight against Guyana. Ashmini Mulsar from Guyana, another off spinner. She has been bowling very well as well. So 2 overs gone. Ramharak just conceding 1 in her first over. Barbados 109 they're set to win 8 without loss.
Yes, and this season is Munisar's debut season for her, and the young Barbishan does look the part, did well in the inter-county tournament that she played in. Of course, it's going to take some time if their first season at this level, you know, to develop their games and be very competitive. We wish them all the best. I haven't seen Zaida. You would have seen her play.
Kirby starts a new over. It is also from the Leeward Islands, Melissa Clark. Good bowler, steady bowler. She's been given the opportunity with the bat, but not really contributing with the bat. But she has good bowling potential. Gets the ball to move away on a regular occasion to the right-handers. And she's tall, she looks fit. So she's another prospect looking to make her name. So there are few, but few too, maybe one more to come out. This is a tournament that you have the opportunity to come out.
Yes, and presents a good opportunity. This is good bowling, John. Right into the block hole there. There was little that Knight could have done with that one. All she can do is to just stab it in front of her. And Kirby will feel, I'm getting the better of the exchanges at the moment. If they can string a few overs where Barbados struggle, maybe scoring just 2 and 3 runs and over.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Love the shot over the head of the bowler. There's a feel at mid-off, feel at mid-on. They were both spectators as that ball went into the boundary. Nice, confident shot from Knight.
Yes, and that is what you call Calypso-style cricket. Lots of flair in it. She kept her balance, held the shape, and just played through the line of the delivery like a true West Indian, back over the head of the bowler and get in the boundary. Great cricketing shot.
Looking to repeat the shot, and this time she gets it but straight to the fielder at mid-off. Cooper takes it easily, and that's the end of Kaisi and Knight. Gone for 6 in over number 3. Barbados losing their first wicket, 12 for 1.
Yes, and not that I am, regurgitating, but if Brittany Cooper had taken that catch that was presented to her by Haley Matthew, and now Kaisia going back in the pavilion, could have very well been a different story out in the middle. But Trinidad and Tobago now getting the breakthrough in over number 3. 12 for the loss of 1. They will feel, you know what? We've been able to put some pressure on the batters to get the ball away, to score frequently. And with the attacking players in the Barbados camp, if we can present a few more dot deliveries, well then that can be added pressure to the Barbados side. And you never know, they might want to invent shots, and in doing so, they can lose wickets. But so far, a balanced approach. Barbados losing the early wicket in over number 3.
So one Knight is gone. Another Knight has made her way into the middle. Kishona Knight joining Haley Matthews. He's also left-handed. Because of the opening partnerships that Barbados had in the tournament so far, the middle order not always tested. They were tested against Guyana for sure when they were bowled for 86. So some persons in the middle order short of work, but not Kishona Knight. This is a beautiful shot to get off the mark. He's going to run away below our microphones. What a gift. A half volley, and she accepted to get off the mark. End of 3 overs as well. Wicket in the over, but 16 runs the total for the loss of 1. Power play still on, and we see Kirby leaking 8 runs in that over, but picked up the important wicket, got the early breakthrough.
Yes, so how many overs have gone so far? 3 has gone. There's still 3 overs remaining in the power play, and that last boundary shot by a Knight was a super one. Hit very, very strong and powerful indeed. That had to be more than flying fish and cuckoos. Had to be some Guyanese food in that muscle. She's been in Guyana for a while. So Ramharak with her off spin continues.
bowling from the media centre end with that wind behind her. And that's the end you say off spinners prefer to bowl from. And she's bowling to the right-handed batter as well. One and go, as easy as it is. As Hayley Matthews, she will pick up the singles quite regularly, quite easily. When the bad ball presents itself, she will dispatch it. She's a class player.
Yes, and the technique there was good. The slow off spinner, just planting the left leg outside the line of the leg stump, open up the body and stroked it down towards mid-on. She knows how to get off strike. She knows how to score. And this is hallmark of good batting.
Equal to the task as well as Kishona Knight, just getting that right foot across to the pitch of the delivery and driving along the ground to extra cover.
And Kishona Knight is looking very confident indeed.
So still to come for Barbados. There's Charlene Tate, there's Scantlebury, there's Cumberbatch, Carrington, Alain, Selmon, Williams, Bruce. So still some batting, lots of it as well. But if Barbados lose a couple of wickets, they may panic. We may see a different approach to the run chase. So Trinidad and Tobago at the moment just playing the patient game, just trying to get a few overs in with this new ball and let the other spinners go to work. Just one run in the over from that bat of Hayley Matthews. Other than that, it's a very good over. 17 for the loss of 1 after 4.
Yes, John, and you did mention getting into the middle order of the Barbados batting. That could be interesting. They won one of their match by 10 wickets. Against Jamaica, Hayley Matthews dominated that, scoring 72. And against Guyana, bowled out for 86 as well. So if if Trinidad and Tobago bowlers can get into that middle order, you never know what can happen.
We see the manual scoreboard showing you the batting lineup as well. So lots of batting still to come. And there's going to be a bowling change from the southern end of the ground. So Trinidad and Tobago bowler number 3 coming into the attack. So Kirby has done her work with a new ball, 2 overs for her. And she's taken out of the attack. Ramharak sharing a new ball, 2 for 2. Quite economical as well.
Kerbina Alexander has replaced Kerbina from this end.
Yeah, so Leon Kirby has made way for Alexander. Oh, that's a short ball to start with. And Hayley Matthews gets a single straight to the fielder and took off immediately.
And
That's
Vincent did a good job feeling down at extra cover there, John. She actually would have saved 3 runs. That ball had gone past her. It had the power to go across this lightning fast outfield for 4.
Yeah, that's a loose delivery, a loosener from the bowler, running in from the southern end of the ground. There's a little bit of wind and it's picking up, so she's running into that wind. That was too short for her comfort. She'd be better advised to get it much fuller. So left-handed Kishona Knight is on strike with 1 slip going down. Powerful drive, half volley. She got it much fuller, but this time it was a bit too wide.
Yes, and the ball has been leaving the bat here of Kishona Knight very sweetly from the very first delivery she faced. And then when she struck one down towards long off for 4, her driving here has been good. Her timing has been good as well. If she can just pick the gap, and she's not afraid to go over the top, she has the power as well. And showing good judgment too, realizing this one was wide outside the line of the off stump. Knight watches it go by. No flashing blade whatsoever, no chances.
And the first extra on the board. Coming in over number 5, generally tight stuff from Trinidad and Tobago. In the air again, but just short of Cooper at mid-off, and she does not feel cleanly, and she will allow the single to be taken. So driving confidently but uppishly.
Yes, and luckily for her, maybe she did not connect the way she wanted, because it would have spooned a catch down to Cooper. Cooper was going away from the ball. It was coming to her and coming to her very, very quickly. She was pointing out that to the bowler as well.
In the air over extra cover. That's a beautiful shot. Inside out. Carl Hooper alike. And will get a couple. So she was not picking up the boundary after her opening shot. But this time gets two. That's a nice shot.
Yes, and you mentioned the name Carl Hooper. He used to play them and play them at will. Coming down the track, giving a little bit of room. And when Haley plays that shot, she too looks good. Very, very elegant.
There's a filled backward point, cover, extra cover, mid-off, and a deep cover on the offside to go with that slip. And third man, and Matthews gets it through the inner ring, but cannot pass the fielder on the cover boundary.
And John, because of the slow nature here of the bowler, Haley Matthews was able to walk outside the line of the off stump, made it into a shot rather than standing up there and flashing at it. She walked across and stroked it away for a single. That's good cricket.
A dot ball to end Alexander's first over. So 6 runs in her first over after 5. Barbados 23 for a loss of 1. So 1 wicket down and 5 overs gone. And if this game, for some strange reason, should end immediately, the Duckworth, Lewis and Stern score would be 24. And with Barbados at 23 for 1, it means there have been 1 behind. But weather is perfect. Nothing seemed to be extraordinary at the moment. And we should have a full run chase. To take us through, we have Sean Devers joining me. Hello, Sean.
Yes, good afternoon to you, John. Good afternoon to you wherever you are in Trinidad and Tobago, Barbados, Guyana, wherever the world you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
The final over of the power play in this run chase. How is the Barbados side looking?
Well, once Haley Matthews is still there, they've got a lot of batters, the West Indian batters also. So just losing 1 wicket, that shouldn't be a big blow for them. They've got a decent run rate. But it's a little bit on the slow side, but this is early stages in this game. 24 for 1 from 5.2 overs. If they reach 30, that would be good.
No team has really been able to really maximize the power play. We're into the 5th and final round of the T20s. This one is in the air, tugged away to the onside, and he will get the boundary. Kaishon and Knight. There she was dragging that ball from outside off stump in the air. The fielder at mid-wicket that was short could not hold on. It was wide of her. Good effort, but 4 runs.
Yeah, but that would have been a stupendous catch because the ball was hit hard. So it raced to the boundary despite her getting a hand hit. And this is what I'm saying. If they can reach maybe 30, 35, they would still be in front because they've got Haley Matthews is the key.
Matthews at the non-strikers end on 12. Knight with that boundary is now on to 9. Kaisi and Knight, the lone batter to be dismissed, gone for 6 runs. It was 12 for 1 in the 3rd over. Quick delivery from Ramharak. Ramharak bowling the new ball. Another spinner we're seeing utilizing the new ball in this tournament.
Well, in 2020 cricket, in fact in white ball cricket, that's become common now, the off-spinner opening the bowling, because the off-spin has got the most control of any of the spinners.
So over completed. That's the end of the power play. 28 for the loss of 1.
And apart from that boundary, nice, decent over there from Ramrak. So she's also a West Indian player, so she's got a little bit of experience even though she's young. So we've got a lot of good players in this tournament. I was very impressed with Liberd and James, the left-hander from the Leewards. They're the weakest team, but they have promise also.
Yeah, James from the island of St. Lucia. So she's from the Windward Islands. Yeah, so she looks very good. She looks one for the future. And she did not take part in the early matches because she had CXCs. So she's also balancing her academics with sport and doing very well.
And the Labali also played for Trinidad. She's from Trinidad, but she plays for the Leeward Islands. That's a lovely shot on the line of the leg stump and whipped away. Nice, classy shot from Hayley Matthews. And she goes up to 14. 32 now for 1.
There's Alexander starting a new over, but on the line of the leg stump of Matthews. And like a typical West Indian, strong on her leg. She's not going to miss out. 32 for 1 you mentioned. So they're trying to step on the gas, accelerate. But Matthews makes it look so easy, makes scoring look so easy, not to be bogged down at all.
The 24-year-old, very experienced, 53 one-day internationals, women's, and 61 ODIs. This is a nice shot. Nice off hands. Force the fielder to come forward and an easy single. Excellent experienced batting.
Good running as well, so long legs, so she backing herself to get down to the other end very quickly. She did so. So Alexander, boundary in her opening over, and now boundary again in her second over. She needs to be a bit closer to the stumps.
Koshona Knights forward and again
quick single.
Excellent single. Took the pace off, nice off hands, and both batters immediately ran with the shot, and great running. Excellent partnership, excellent rotation of the strike, excellent batting from these two. Both of West Indies players. Shana, the twin sister of the opener. Cassia. She was the only wicket to fall, caught at mid-off, bowled by Kirby for 6. It was 12 for 1 in the third over. Remember, they're chasing 108 for 7 made by Trinidad and Tobago. This is a ball that's nicely played again. Elegant shot, but can't find the gap. And there's Matthews, who actually started for Barbados as a 12-year-old and started for the West Indies in 2014 against Australia. She captained both of her primary school teams, boys teams, and Harrison College, which was on the under 13 boys teams. She captained that too. So she's shown a gift since she was a little girl. This is a ball that's on the line of the off stump, stroked into the long off area by Hayley Matthews, and she gets another single. So as the fielders change over for the left hand right hand combination, the total going up now to 35 for 1.
The Leeward Islands and Jamaica to come next. Windward Islands and Guyana tonight.
Yeah, but I think that's going to be a good contest tonight on the lights, because we saw the Windward Islands improve as the tournament has progressed. This is a nice shot, but not soft enough. Reached the fielder too fast at short third man. And the idea of the single was quickly aborted. So the over is completed. 7 overs gone. 35 for 1 to the Barbadians, chasing 109 to win. If you've just joined us, Cooper made 22, Mohammed, the captain, 20, and Vincent, 22 also. Matthews, 2 for 25. As we see a couple of spectators in the stand. Williams 3 for 12, the pick of the bowlers, and Selman 2 for 30.
2 spectators and 2 police officers.
Yeah, so they're well protected.
Yes. Security for surety. One per person.
Yeah. And as we look to our left, we see the chairman of the convener of the selectors, Anne Brown, and of course Courtney Walsh.
As the head coach of the West Indies women's side.
Yeah, Courtney Walsh and Travis Dowling, the Guyanese.
He's also selector for the women's teams.
So those are the three selectors. As Hayley Matthews, the 24-year-old with her hair protruding behind her back, and she's out caught behind. This is a big blow for Barbados. Ramrak.
No, it's Steffi Sugrim who has replaced Ramharak at the northern end and immediately gets the wicket.
Yes, well, Sugrim bowling a fantastic arm ball there, and Hayley Matthews, the big fish, is gone. And this could be a fight back now from Trinidad and Tobago. They can forge ahead to upset win here. 35 for 2.
That's a good wicket to get for Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago, they've lost to Jamaica, their opening game. No contest against Guyana, so they shared the points and can win this one. And you never know where they can finish on the points table, because Jamaica still has a match in hand as well. But that really is a good wicket to get. Sugrim coming in, and already you see Hayley Matthews trying to back away. Got the edge, and the wicketkeeper did the rest. So good wicket. How much more can they pick up? How can they contain this Barbados batting lineup? Still to be seen. But Barbados now, we know the caliber of players that they have in their lineup. They'll want to look at that as a setback, but will want to continue to be positive in their run chase.
So yes, 35 for 2. And the new batsman, the new batter. So Canterbury plays this one into the onside. So a good wicket there by Sugrim. Excellent delivery. Arm ball. Matthews played back and it found the edge. Well taken by the keeper. This is a good delivery again. So this is the start of an excellent over. Only 3 balls delivered so far, but all 3 bang on target.
Yes, and very similar to the delivery that got Hayley Matthews' wicket. So Sugrim already landing in some very good areas and being consistent.
Canterbury is back, and that turned, and how did that not hit the off stump? One would never know, and it's trickling down to the boundary for what might be 4 byes. That beat the batsman, the batter, beat the keeper comprehensively. That one had turned, perfect off spin, pitched on the off stump, turned back, and just missed the off stump.
What a delivery. A little bit more flight as well on that occasion from Sugrim. So she knows a lot about bowling, you can tell. And I can say on the other side, Canterbury was totally beaten. And it was such a good delivery that it beat the keeper as well. And there was a cat and mouse chase for Anisa Mohammed. Eventually the ball went into the boundary.
Here is Sugrim bowls again. That one didn't turn. Quicker and flatter. And outside the line of the off stump. Loose cut and a miss. This is an excellent over. I'm very impressed with most of the off spinners I've seen, if not all, in this tournament.
We've had a lot. So it's 4 byes and a wicket in the over.
So a maiden over, a maiden wicket.
Yeah, so just that 4 byes coming off. 39.
But
so
byes don't come to the bowler.
Umpires. So I thought it was the end of the over.
I thought so too.
Umpire
and
says
so
no.
Was Sugrim. Here she is, final delivery. And this is again beat outside the line of the off stump. So 3 deliveries passing the bat, 1 found the edge, and 2 dot balls. Well, all 4 are dot, all 6 are dot balls. So a great over there. Only the 4 byes are spoiling the over, and that was no fault of the bowler.
So you'll take that any day. 4 byes and a wicket, the wicket of Hayley Matthews.
Yeah.
So excellent start to her bowling spell, Sugrim. And Barbados set back 39 for 2, but just a little bit.
Well, Trinidad has only won one T20 title in 2016, but when Thursday starts, they'll be more confident. They've got the most 50-over titles, 13, the first in 1989, has played in every tournament since 76 when the first one was played in Grenada. And like Jamaica, they played in the inaugural Women's World Cup under the Trinidad and Tobago flag. Then West Indies after that played the other World Cups, so well, dive. And she had no need to do that, KCL Knights, Kasona Knights. But she dived in. That's not Knights, because the non-striker is Knights. So 40 for 2. Canterbury in strike. Gets a ball that's wide of the off stump, hits it straight to the fielder, but they hustle through for a single and they get it easily. So 41 for 2. Knights now on 11 and Canterbury on 1. Nice shot there from Kashona Knights. And a misfield. And that's loose work by the Trinidad and Tobago fielder there with a number 10 on her back. Is she Ramrak? And they got a single.
Ragubar.
So they got a single. So the total going up now to 42 for the loss of 2. So Canterbury in strike. And looks to cut and doesn't make contact. Canterbury with her blue colored Barbados helmet is looking to push it off the back foot and straight towards the mid-off, who is on the circle, and they hustle through for a single. So this is good running between the Bajan girls. 43 for 2. Canterbury goes to 2, gives the strike back towards Knights, the left-hander. The field changes over and good rotation in the strike again. Left-hand, right-hand combination, and forward comes the left-handed Knights and plays it quietly to the outside. So at the end of the 8th over, Barbados needing 109 to win this match. They're 43 for 2.
4 singles in the over. Ball by Leandra Ramdeen, another off spinner. So off spin after off spin. A heavy dose of off spin here to Barbados. I think the Trinidad and Tobago side, not only that it's heavily spin dependent, but it's off spin biased as well. And they're looking to use that weapon to good effect to tie up this batting lineup of Barbados. I think, Sean, the way it's set up at the moment, after 9 overs, 66 to get from 66 balls, it's now 6 runs and over. We can head for a tantalizing finish.
Yes, but I would put Barbados, because of their superior batting power, slightly in front. But if a wicket is bowled now, that's what I was saying. If a wicket falls now, the equation changes, and that exactly happened. Sue Grimm strikes again. She's picked up her second wicket. 43 now for 3.
Scantlebury did not look the part at all to spin. She seemed to be not comfortable, not confident in her stroke play. And there she was, playing over a full delivery with some turn. And so Grimm picking up her second wicket. Start of her first over, she had a wicket. Start of her second over, she has a wicket. The umpires have called the refreshments on. So after 9.1 overs, Barbados chasing what is a total of 109 to win, set by Trinidad and Tobago. They're 43 for 3. We'll take a break as well, Sean, and we'll come back on the other side of the break with some more action. So the new batter making her way into the middle is Alia Allen, joining Kishona Knight. Kishona Knight on 12. And so far we've seen Kaisian Knight gone for 6, Haley Matthews 18, Scantlebury 1 delivery ago for 2, Fortune 3 for loss of 3, the target 109. So Allen with lots of work to do, and Sean, like I said, 6 to get from 65 balls now. We could head for a close finish.
Yes, well, I would certainly agree with you. Sugrim has not conceded a run yet. This is her second over, and she's picked up 2 wickets, including the big fish Matthews. This is a good delivery again from Sugrim, and pushed into the onside there by the new batter, Allen. So Allen has joined Knights, and this will be an important partnership from Barbados if they want to continue their unbeaten streak. This is short, and pounced on it, but didn't find the gap and played it out towards cover. In 2018, when they won the double, they didn't lose any match in both of the tournaments. In 2019, they also won the double. They're the defending champions of both tournaments, and this is finding the gap outside the line of the off stump between extra cover and cover, and Allen gets off the mark with a double. So that's the first runs conceded by Sugrim. She's now picked up 2 for 2, and the total is 45 for 3.
After defeating Jamaica yesterday, I said Barbados look the superior side and have one hand on the trophy. But if they lose this match, Jamaica with a match in hand against the Leeward Islands can win that one with a healthy net run rate and can put some trouble on the defending champions.
This one is played into the offside and down towards the short third man position, and they picked up 2 more. So 4 runs now conceded in the second over. In fact, she bowled a maiden in the first. Sugrim picked up a wicket in each of her overs, and she looks one of the young prospects. She's turning the ball. Of course, the ball is a little older, but not much. In she comes, nice flight, good turn, and onto the front foot comes Allen, plays it into the offside, and another testing over comes to an end. At the end of it, it's 47 for 3, 5 overs gone.
Yes, so the Matthews, Kaishona Knight is there on 12, Casey Knight gone for 6.
Gone in fact.
Yeah, 10 gone, 47 for the loss of 3 wickets. So that required run rate now for the first time above 6 runs and over, 62 to get from 60 deliveries. Another wicket or 2 here, and some tight bowling. Maybe panic will step into the Barbados side. You said there's formidable batting, but I think Trinidad as well will have very good bowling still to come.
I was just told that it was not Sugrim who bowled those 2 overs, it was Raghubar. So Raghubar, in fact, picked up the 2 wickets for 4 runs. So we were talking up Sugrim. Hopes when she comes on, she backs our talking, but it's in fact apologies to Raghubar. It was her, in fact, who bowled the 2 overs, and she's now taken 2 for 4. Good morning, good afternoon to you, Indrajit.
Hello, Sean. Hello to all listeners. Yes, it's Kamara Raghubar, and I thought she's a very good off spinner from what we have seen so far. Tossing the ball up nicely, getting spin off the pitch, and getting the straighter one to her length and line would have been good. 2 times she was short of a good length, and on both occasions she went for 2s. Other than that, good bowling from her.
Excellent bowling there from Raghubar. As I said, I'm very impressed with most of the off spinners who bowled in this tournament. And this is a new bowler now. She's bowling to the left-handed Knights. Kashona Knights plays it into the offside for a single.
Well, she actually sent down an over before this, Sean. She is Leandra Ramdeen, right-arm off-spinner operating from the southern end of the ground. The score is 47 for the loss of 3. Their target is 109, and Trinidad and Tobago making a real fight for this one. Barbados will feel that they've been pegged back a little. Few more dot deliveries, and you never know what can happen in this game.
Nice shot by Allen down towards the straightish mid-off through the bowler's hands. And Ramdeen has a leg spin action, but when you look at the end result, the ball turns in and it's not the googly, so it's off break.
Yes, she is an off-break bowler. That's what we make out from this vantage points.
Nice delivery again, good flight. And indecision in the running, and luckily for Knights, she got back safely towards the non-striker's end.
And Sean, when you look at Ramdeen's delivery, at that point of delivery, the ball comes through from 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. Look at her carefully. From a leg spinner's action, look where the ball comes from now.
Yes, she bowls off breaks. Sometimes when you bowl off breaks, you can hold the ball with leg spin and hit it with your third finger and it comes back. But that's not a googly. A googly comes from your little finger at the back of the hand. So that's a very good ploy of bowling off breaks. You have the conventional way, and that's not the conventional way, but it's a good way also.
Yes.
Nice delivery again, nice flight. And that would deceive batsmen who are not paying much attention. They will think the ball is turning the opposite direction.
Yes, and in 11th over 51 for the loss of 3. So we are enjoying this battle. It's gripping out in the middle there.
Yeah, the 50 has just been posted, and Knights continues to play those flowing off drives. But her sister was caught playing a similar shot in the air. And of course, they've lost 3 wickets now. Matthews caught behind of Ragobir. Knights caught at mid-off of the bowling of Kirby. And of course, Scanterbury was bowled by Ragobir for 2. 43 for 3. And they've posted the 50, but there's still a lot more to go. 53 for the loss of 3. 11 overs completed.
Yes, they're actually 52 for the loss of 3. 9 overs remaining. And looking from here like a cat and mouse situation. And Raghubar continues to bowl well. That was a nicely tossed up delivery right on target. And the battle continues here as Knight is finding it a little bit difficult to get the ball away. So good fielding. That fielder down out on the boundary. That's Ramharak. She was placed there just in case if a short delivery was presented. It was. The shot was played and there was protection out on the boundary. So that is what you want to see.
So good afternoon to you in the Twin Island Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. We just came from that country. Hope the Sahara dust has lessened. And this is dabbed away down towards third man. And the batters hustle through for a second. So good running again by the Bajans. The total going up now to 55 for the loss of 3. Allen is on 8 and Knight is on 16. So these two will have a big job to do if Barbados is to press home for their 5th consecutive win.
Yes, and shouldn't bother themselves with who is in the dugout. The 2 of them are out in the middle there. They can bat. And so far, so good for them.
Very potent batting, oh my dear. That's loose work by the short extra cover. Went right through her and allowed the batters to get a single.
And that's Brittany Cooper, the culprit out in the middle there. Should have done better. You want to save every single run. You just don't want to give away free run.
And Brittany Cooper is certainly having an off day in this match. With her the batting and now with the fielding. That's not Brittany Cooper.
Yes, generally she's a very effective player.
Nice sweep shot, but straight to the backward square. And Knights can't score. So, Kashana Knights, the twin sister of Cassia Knights, who is back in the pavilion, back in the dugout because they don't go as far as the pavilion. This is turned a little finer. Good placement to the left of the backward square, and she gets a single. So she goes now to 17, and the total going up to 56 for the loss of 3.
And we're still in over number 11 here. what Ragubar needs to do, what brought her success in the first over when she bowled a maiden. Just toss the ball up a little bit more. From the time she gets it short and it's outside the line of the off stump, she has either been pulled or cut away. You want to avoid that. Just consistency is the key.
Well, I think our scoring system
that's
is
out.
Behind.
Because we certain
So
12
this
overs
is
have been
12
completed.
overs now. Yeah, so 12 overs completed. 57 for 3. 9 to Alin and 16 to Knight. So it will be Knight in strike. Pair of 2 sets of twins in the Barbados side.
And Sean, Steffi Sugrim has now been introduced. She's left arm.
Oh dear, that one was top edge, the short delivery, and looking to hike it away, looking for an expansive pull. It bounced a little bit and got the top edge. Nike survives. She's gone out to 17. Alin, the right-hander, back in strike, 57 for 3. A good, intriguing battle here between the spinners and the Bajan batsmen.
Yes.
The batters.
And Knight got too much under that one. Lucky to survive there. Could have easily gone into the gloves of the keeper.
So Alin gets a good delivery, but played with a straight bat out towards long on and picks up an easy single. And with this variable bounce in this pitch, you need to be careful when you play cross-batted shots.
Yes, you have to be careful here. Steffi Sugrim. Just a little bit too short in my mind. Has to be careful here.
That's another one too short, but spun away. And flashing blade by the left-hander misses the shot. Well taken by the keeper though. But the batsmen no need to panic yet. They've got to keep their composure, keep calm, execute good shot selection. That's a lovely shot out towards the mid-wicket and down towards the boundary for 4. So again, going right through a Trinidad and Tobago fielder. That should have been 1, and she conceded 3 more runs to that shot, and it's now 63 for the loss of 3.
Kirbina Alexander did all the hard work, got around and threw the body at it, and somehow or the other the ball found a space and went away for 4. I thought she could have done far better with that one, but once again here's Sugrim. Too short, and if you're going to bowl those short deliveries, you're going to be put away.
And that boundary taking Knights up to 22. Now she's 23 with a nice push into the offside. This is intelligent batting, a ferocious shot, followed by a nice easy shot, nice soft hands into the offside. So, and continuing to rotate the strike. So she's gone now to 23. 10 is Alin. Alin back in strike. No slip in place now. This is another short ball. And punch. If she'd hit that to the left or right of the fielder, that would have been an easy single. She found the fielder. And at the end of the 13th over, it's 64 for 3.
Yes, 64 for the loss of 3. Barbados did well in that over, getting the boundary too. So that will ensure that their scoring rate goes up. They still have 7 wickets standing there, but like I said, these 2 are out in the middle. They can bat. Just forget who is inside that dugout and do what you have to do out in the middle.
And blazing sunshine here at Providence. We hope this will continue for the next month or so. We've got lots and lots of cricket in Guyana. After this tournament is finished, St. Lucia will get the second test match, Bangladesh. And of course, Antigua will get the first test match, and then it's Guyana's turn. Here is a ball that's flighted. Nice flighted delivery and loud appeal, and she's gone. Belated decision by umpire Rajkumar from Trinidad and Tobago sends the Bajan on her way, and big trouble now for Barbados. They're now 64 for 4. good fight back here by Trinidad and Tobago after posting 108 for 9.
Yes, and
108 for 7.
forced delivery by Anisa Mohammed, who introduced herself into the bowling attack. That was floated up. Big shout for LBW, and umpire Rajkumar, in his mind, took a while before giving the decision. Of course, we don't expect the umpire to raise the finger as soon as the shout went up. He had to judge where was this girl, and in the end, the dreaded finger went up, and she has departed. But Anisa Mohammed has now brought another dimension to the game here. 64 for the loss of 4 in the 14th over, and Trinidad and Tobago, they have an opportunity now to bowl to the middle order of the Barbados team, which has not been really tested in this tournament because they would have winning their matches very easily.
Yes, led by Haley Matthews, 41, and then 74. But now it's her first failure, and she's back in the hutch, so they'll have to look to somebody else. And as you said, these batters have not had the chance, no fault of their own, but the fault of the good batting by the Bajans in the previous games. So at 64 for 4, still 6 wickets in the hut, but Anisa Mohammed, the most experienced of the Trinidad and Tobago off spinners, 100 wickets, over 100 wickets in one-day internationals, bowls, and that's played into the onside. So like Haley Matthews,
Naijani Komarbaj, the new batter out in the middle.
Kamabaj plays it into the onside, and there is no run. So like Haley Matthews, Anisa Mohammed bowling with her cap.
Yes, and she has this traditional way of bouncing in the air and coming through.
Nice delivery again. Another wicket going down. Barbados in serious trouble now. They are now 64 for 5.
Yes, Shauna, we've been saying that the middle order has not been really tested because they won their game so easily. Now the cat is among the pigeons there with the off spinners operating. 3 of them. So Graham, there is also Anisa Mohammed who is bowling there, and
Ramdeen and Ramrak,
and yes, and Raghubar,
and Sugrim is the left arm spinner. So they've all spin.
Yes, certainly.
They're spinning webs around the Bajans.
Well, so far they have lost their 5th wicket. They still have 5 wickets in the bag, and still enough time to get to that 109. But Trinidad and Tobago, they're on a high here. And like we said, anything could happen. Let's say that Barbados go down and lose this game. They will remain on their 16 points. Jamaica, they're on 12. If they win their game and win heavily and improve that net run rate, they'll go to 16. They'll tie on points. It might very well be decided on what happens to the net run rate.
And it could be decided the tournament in the next match.
Yes, very possibly too. Not that Barbados is out of this game. There's still some batting there to come, but they're going through the fire at the moment. How do they come out of it? It is left to be seen.
Well, they say tough times call for tough measures and tough people. Tough people are tough in tough times. Here is Mohammed on her way, bowls, and that's back and pushed into the offside. So good tight bowling by the Trinidad and Tobago spinners. Only Kirby was the fast bowler being used, and she picked up the first wicket. And since then, it's spin and more spin. This is on the line of the off stump. Flighted delivery from Mohammed, and every single now is goal. Every dot ball is goal also.
Yes.
End of the over. At the end of the over, 13 gone. Barbados needing 109 to win this match. They're 65 for 5.
And that was a good-looking drive by the right-handed Selman down towards wide mid-off to get off a strike. And she did well because the extra cover was there, the mid-off was there. She placed it nicely and collected the single. She too is experienced. Selman can bat as well. And Alain is still out in the middle there. The thing is, do not panic. And if they panic, well, then they can crumble. Barbados know how to win. Great fight here by Trinidad and Tobago, and they will consider themselves getting the better of the exchanges so far.
But Barbados generally, especially at the men's level, are susceptible to good off spin or spin in general. So it looks.
And you think that the female is following suit as well?
Yeah, it looks the case here because most of the Barbadian tracks at club level are not big turners. The ball bounces and favors the fast bowlers.
And that was a much better delivery from Steffi Sogrim, comparing to what she did in the previous over. Do not bowl short. That should be the mantra for her.
Yeah, bring the batsman onto the front foot. And this is again short, but that's a good delivery because it kept low. It almost bowled the batsman. If you're bowling short, bowl it straight.
That was a quicker delivery
Yeah.
as well. Came onto the bat with much more pace. And just look at the Trinidad and Tobago fielders out in the middle. They're clapping at everything and they're enjoying their cricket.
Here is Sugrim, left arm spin. And that's a nice flighted delivery. Excellent ball. Forward came the batter, Allen, and couldn't do anything with it.
Yes, and what she's doing here is to put a little bit more power in her bowling. So calling on the muscles there, a little bit more strength.
In fact, that's Selman. And Selman drives into the onside. Allen at the non-striker's end.
And Sean, that short straight mid-wicket is in a good position just in case if Selman mistimes the ball. That's an opportunity for the catch. So good thinking here too.
Short extra cover and short mid-wicket could come into play, but that's a bad delivery. Too fast and too ill-directed down the leg side. Playing it with the pace and getting a single. So only a single though. And the total going up now to 66 for 5.
And Selman got off strike, realizing the opportunity was there. Just a little tickle down the leg side and collecting a single.
Yeah, good intelligent batting. But if she bowls the ball a little slower, a little more fuller, and a little more on the middle and off stump like that.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Better delivery, good delivery to end the over as well. So at the end of that over, the score is 6-6 for the loss of 5 and 15 overs gone.
Yes, Trinidad and Tobago making 108 for 7, Cooper 22, Mohammed 20, Vincent 22, and Matthews 2 for 25. Williams, who I thought bowled very well the medium pace, 3 for 12, and Selman also bowling medium pace, 2 for 30. And now Haley Matthews gone off the bowling of Raghubar. That was a big breakthrough.
Yes, and Sean, the equation, 43 runs to get from 5 overs with 5 wickets standing. So because the bowling has been good, very economical, that scoring rate that is expected has gone above 8. And here is where real pressure begins to step in. Good single of the first delivery, given generous flight there by Anisa Mohammed, and working it away into the onside and picking up the single. So Sean Divas has gone for a little bit of rest and no doubt have his lunch. And John Ramsing have joined me once again. John, 6-7 for the loss of 5. Great battle out in the middle.
Yes, 2 wickets in the last 2 overs. Also for the addition of just 3 runs. So that is saying a whole lot in this run chase.
And taking on the pads there, was looking to get it down through backward square, which is actually vacant. So the intention there by Alain was a good one. Well, that was a good delivery just outside the leg stump by Anisa Mohammed, and the off spinner continues to toss the ball up nicely.
There's no substitute for experience at all. And there's Anisa Mohammed using every ounce of experience that she has gained over the years to really keep things quiet for Barbados, creating pressure. Picking up 2 very good wickets in her last over. Nice flight to delivery again and taking the pace off, and the batter caught in a tangle. Aline almost chopped it onto her stump. This is really exciting stuff.
Exciting. And I think, John, that Anisa Mohammed, she has brought herself on to bowl at a very important juncture in the game, and she has delivered.
Yeah, backing herself to bowl at a death. Aline losing her shape, looking to go for a boundary, but there's a boundary right at deep mid wicket. So did not get past the fielder at square leg. And the equation keep rising with every dot ball, and the pressure as well mounting on Barbados. So at one time we felt they had to control this run chase. Quick wickets and good fielding as well. Now setting this one up on a knife's edge. Oh, that's a bad piece of fielding, but will just be one. So Leandra allowing a single to end the over. So 16 overs completed. Trinidad and Tobago in their innings, 108 for 7. Barbados looking to get 109 with a 68 for 5.
Yes, 68 for the loss of 5, like John would have said. And this will tell you that the pressure continues to mount here on Barbados.
41 from 24 deliveries. 41 runs to win, 24 deliveries available.
Yes, so it's a cat and mouse situation out in the middle.
If Barbados do not win this game, they'd want to ensure they get very close to 108 to keep their net run rate at least high.
Yes, so 41, John, 4 overs to go. The mathematics there is easy. We are talking about 10 runs and over. That is difficult.
In the context, yes, you'll say that. So Grim continues. Good control, left arm spin. This is now a third over, none for 8. Not in the wickets column, but she's very economical and also creating pressure with the dot balls that she has been bowling.
Yes, and you look at Raghubar feeling that one, put everything in behind to ensure that if it's spilled from the hand, the body can block it as well. Yeah. That's a good delivery.
But you got to be careful not to give too much room outside the off stump, because there's no one behind you we could keep on the offside. There's a person at point, there's a cover on the boundary, and extra cover as well on the offside. So anything that beats the wicketkeeper can be runs. Ten runs to get in the overs to win this one for Barbados. It means that they must get at least a boundary every over.
Well, that should happen, and especially if they get it early in the over, that's going to put back the pressure on Trinidad and Tobago. It has not happened so far. Selman on 3, Aline on 12.
3 deliveries and just a single with Selman. She can also give the ball a good whack. She's on strike. That one came back in after pitching. A little bit of inward movement from Sugrim. And there was Selman looking to use the width to go through the covers, but it came back. So she had to check her shot.
Very slow as well, John. The off spinner.
Single from the full toss. At this stage, singles will not do it for Barbados. They need boundaries, they need 2s, they need 3s.
Certainly, I agree with you. While the single is good, the rotation of the strike, but when you look at that scoring rate that is required, they must get a boundary. That's excellent stuff here by Sugrim to end the over. 70 for the loss of 5. 17 overs gone. So we're talking about a further 39 from 18 deliveries.
2 runs in the 17th over again. So since the 13th over, just 6 runs scored and 2 wickets going down. And it's because of Sugrim, who's in the attack. And at the moment with her is Captain Anisa Mohammed. Good bowling partnership, stifling Barbados and then creating the pressure. They've lost 2 quick wickets and they're losing momentum as well in the back end of their innings.
Yes, and John, Jamaica, you know, their mouth must be watering at this stage here because they're going to play the next match and they're playing bottom of the table Leeward Islands, so they will know fully well the required net run rate that they need to score against them. This is going to be very, very interesting.
Here's Raghubar to continue. Raghubar with the wickets of Matthews and Scantlebury early up. Now in her final over.
And 2 for 10 so far. Those are splendid figures from Kamara Raghubar.
12 dot balls out of 19 that she has sent down so far.
Absolutely excellent. And that's brilliant, John.
Lovely feeling. Excellent. Good commitment being shown. And it's a total team effort. Good support to the bowlers. Everyone in the field playing their part for Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, that's Corbina Alexander who got down there.
Single, but not in total control. So the required run rate bordering on 15 per over. 37 to get from 15 balls. They need 2 boundaries per overs now, per over.
Yes, because if they don't do that, it's going to be virtually impossible for Barbados to win this game. And the defending champion, they're being seriously tested.
Yesterday we saw Trinidad and Tobago being tested by the Windward Islands. We saw Barbados beating Jamaica early, and then Guyana coming to life against the Leeward Islands. So I said in round 4, the tournament has come alive. And also we're seeing at the start of round number 5 with this match, another exciting game, another close game. We can only get these close games in T20s. Recently we're seeing lots of battles in T20s globally. High scores being chased down, low scores being defended. So it's really exciting stuff in this women's tournament as well.
Yes, and perhaps this is the most exciting match we are having in the T20 Blaze. We know we had some good match, but when you look at these two teams, Barbados looking to win the tournament from this game.
Just short of Cooper, but she did the right thing. Did not go for the catch, but prevented the ball from going beyond her to the boundary. Good bowling, so 5 runs in the over. 1 delivery to go for Raghubar to complete her spell of bowling. And what a spell it has been. 2 early wickets and then bowling very tight. In the air, over the head of Alexander, is going to go down towards mid-wicket. Fielder comes around and does good to prevent the boundary. Cannot stop 2, however. So that's the end of 18 overs. At the end of it, 77 for a loss of 5.
Yes, John, and Raghubar 2 for 16 from her 4 overs. She's the one that actually started the slide with those 2 wickets. Can Barbados recover? It is left to be seen, but they need to score what? A required run rate of 16 runs and over, so that simply means they need 32 more runs to win this game. And somebody has to play out of the skin a few 6s and a few 4s to bring down that required run rate.
And the selectors are certainly paying very close attention. That's Miss Anne Brown John. We have Travis Dowling and the head coach of the women's team, Courtney Walsh. They're all enjoying not only the atmosphere, but its gripping encounter.
Yes, and it's good to see that all the selectors are here watching at this tournament. Certainly will give them an opportunity to pick the best possible West Indian team, and they're also scouting for talent as well, because they will be earmarking a few players that they feel they can work with. I'm sure that they will definitely go to camp and they'll be looking for a good set of players that they can work with. Some of them can come through, and I've heard you and Sean been mentioning some of the young ones coming through.
On the 19 women's tournament will be played in Trinidad and Tobago in July. Then there's a female on the 19 World Cup. So lots of action still to come in women's cricket, youth level. So Raghubar, like you mentioned, 2 for 16 from her 4. She has done her work. Ram Harak, none for 7, very economical. Not in the wickets column as yet, but final over for her coming up.
Yes, you look at that. 3 overs, none for 7. She wouldn't mind she didn't get a wicket. She would have done her job, create the pressure, and now it's more pressure. You can feel the pressure pot whistling, John.
16 runs and over, 32 still to come, 12 deliveries to go. Here's Ram Harak to Aline, to Selman in fact. Appeal given. Look at the reverse sweep, and umpire Shannon Crawford says you're out.
Yes, and that ball was straight in line with the stumps, was a full delivery, and once Alain misses, well, Selman misses, definitely the umpire was an easy decision for the fireman, Shannon Crawford, to make, and Barbados, they're really here on their knees at the moment under serious pressure exerted by Trinidad and Tobago.
And here we see Ram Harak picking up her first wicket in her final over. So now 1 for 7. It's Salman leg before to Karishma Ram Harak. She's gone for 8. She's played a bit of a cameo, a little bit of an innings there, but she needed to see it through. And a reverse sweep at this stage is not what the doctor ordered at all.
Yes, especially when the ball is straight on stumps. If it was, let's say, outside the stump, well, you could have gone looking for that. Was a straight delivery. Give credit to Ram Harak for the delivery that she bowls.
Yes, full and straight. That's the order of the day. It's now 32 to get from 11. We need some boundaries for Barbados.
Can Charlene Tate do it along with Alain? It's difficult.
But not impossible.
That's right, not impossible at all.
The bowling is on top, no doubt. With 6 wickets down, the momentum is with the bowling side. Ram Harak to the new batter. Low full toss and driven to get off the mark. So Charlene Tate and Alia Alain will have to try to muscle their way to get some boundaries. The singles will not do it.
No, that will not do it at all. And looking at the shot played there by Tate to get off the mark, I'm just wondering to know, has Barbados closed shop? Because they have to go for broke. You need to get over the top or pick the gaps and get the boundaries.
Maybe Tate wanted to get Aline on strike, and Aline looking for the boundary, just gets this one past the field at point. So you can see that Aline seems to be the one who wants to play the bigger shots, who wants to be the one to take the responsibility of getting the boundaries. And if that is the plan, Tate giving her the single, rightly so, very early.
Yes, I think though at this stage of the game they must go from both ends.
That's a good sweep, but straight to the fielder at short fine leg. So 29 runs still to get. 1 over after this. This is the 19th over of the innings. So 29 to get from 1 over and a few deliveries.
And here is where, John, you expect your fielders to do their best. And that was brilliant fielding. So the bowling must be backed up by the fielding as well.
Nice flighted delivery. Good ball once again from the off-spinner. This time coming from the southern end of the ground into the wind. Alain looking to hit it too hard. And just find the fielder at mid-wicket. Anisa Mohammed in the way. 29 to get from 7. Over the field, over the infield. Mid-wicket comes around to her right and will get there. Just a single. So a single 10 in 19th over. And it's now 28 needed from the final 6.
Yes, and that is, well, not almost. In my humble opinion, it's impossible for Barbados to get those 28, despite mathematically they still stand a chance. But looking at what is happening out in the middle there with Tate and Alain, it's difficult to see how they can get that 28. And we're all looking for that match with Jamaica and the Leewards to see what happened. Barbados, they'll be holding their breath and hope that Jamaica can lose that game and Leewards can play the best cricket of the tournament.
The player was injured last night for the Leeward Islands, one of their better batters, Jennison Richards, and went to the hospital. Hope she's recovered and that she's able to take the field today, because she's quite competent to give you that upset that you were speaking about there in the Jeet. But Anisa Mohammed, ball in hand, has a different idea, and she's looking to tie up this game for her side. Nicely knocked down, but cannot stop runs. Alexander 2 more. So 26 runs to get from 5 deliveries.
Yes, and look at the fielder there once again. Alexander throwing her entire body. And once she throws her body at the ball, John, with her size, the ball can't pass her at all.
2 runs at the start of the over. So Alin takes strike. Over the infield, over extra cover, runs for Alin, runs for Barbados. He's going to run very close to the boundary. The chase is on, but the ball is going to win the battle. So 4 runs to Alin. And the equation now, 22 from 4.
Yes, 22 from 4. Can she hit a 6 here? That is going to open up a whole new avenue. 87 for the loss of 6. But she's facing Anisa Mohammed. John, that was a great shot for 4.
Did not time it very well, but got enough connection on, and it went to the boundary at extra cover. Little chase on. 22 to get from 4 boundaries.
I'm wondering to know, John, why is it the fielder is coming in off the boundary there?
They have the boundary riders on the onside.
On the onside.
Through Ramharak, just raising her head at the last moment and looking for the second. It will be very close at the non-striker's end. And this Mohammed does not take it. And there is Charlie Tate getting back into her crease. It's all happening in the final over. It's excitement galore. And it's now 20 runs from 3 deliveries. 3 sixes, 18.
And two no balls, 2 free hits.
Is it 2? You mentioned 2. Is it too late?
Too late. I think it is too late. Very difficult. But give Trinidad and Tobago credit. They have done a great job in the field. The bowling has been good. At no time, you know, they bowled a series of bad deliveries and had Barbados going after them. And this simply shows the importance of Hayley Matthews in this Barbados camp. Today she went early, making 18, but once she departed, the pressure was exerted by the Trinidad and Tobago team.
Trinidad and Tobago's campaign this year started with a defeat to Jamaica on the lights, abandon against Guyana, then since then win against the Leeward Islands, win against the Windward Islands yesterday, and now look as if they're on course for another victory. Bowled, and that's the end of Alin bowled for 26 by Anisa Mohammed, and it's now 89 for the loss of 7. And that could be game, set, and match.
Yes, and another nail in the coffin there for Barbados. They won't recover from this one. This is going to hurt them. And no doubt when they get back to their meeting, there's going to be a discussion. Where did it went wrong? But my opinion is Trinidad and Tobago, they have played their best cricket so far for this year tournament coming up against the defending champion. This is great heart by the girls from Soca country. Hello to you in Trinidad and Tobago. I guess you're glued to YouTube listening and watching this encounter. Barbados, they're going to be disappointed. They're not out of the woods as yet. They'll be hoping that they can hold on to that net run rate just in case Jamaica wins in the next match.
So we're down to the final 2 deliveries. 20 runs to get still from 2 deliveries, so it's going to be formality. It's going to be academic, these final 2 deliveries. Dot ball as a new batter, Aliyah Williams faces up. So the Barbados campaign this season, win, 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 and now defeat. Not the ideal end. And we've been speaking about not only the start, but the end of it. And that's the end of the game. Trinidad and Tobago winning by some 19 runs and ending their campaign in this T20 tournament in grand style, beating the defending champions, and by a comfortable margin of 19 runs, 108 for a loss of 7. Trinidad and Tobago when they batted after winning the toss and now restricting the defending champions Barbados to 89 for 7 for a victory by 19 runs. Well played Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes, a great victory for Trinidad and Tobago, John, and certainly with Barbados struggling to put together runs here, their net run rate will definitely drop as well, and that can make it easier for Jamaica when they play the Leeward Islands. It's good to see it has opened up. Like I said, Barbados will be holding their breath and hoping that Leewards can come out victorious against the Jamaica team so they can retain their title. That's going to be an uphill task for the Leeward Islands because they will come up against a Jamaica team who knows exactly what they need to get.
And if you look at how it was set up in the JIT, at the halfway stage of the run chase, Barbados, the defending champions, were 47 for 3. And they're at that stage looking to get a 62 runs to win from 10 overs. Just a run a ball basically. But due to good bowling, they lost 4 wickets in the second 10 of their innings. And only 42 runs were scored, falling short by 19 runs. And we mentioned the spinners of Trinidad and Tobago. But that second 10 in the run chase made a big difference. Well bowled.
Yes, certainly, and it was the off spinners that troubled the Barbadian batting. Congratulations to them. Kamara Ragubar started the slide, and Barbados never recovered from that. A great victory.
Yeah, so just to run through the scorecard for you and the bowling figures. Barbados set a target of 109, starts with Kaisia Knight and Haley Matthews. Knight went for 6. Matthews 18, Kaishona Knight, the other Knight sister, 23. Alisa Scantlebury 2, Ali Allen 26. Cumberbatch no score, Shakira Selman 8. Charlie Tate in the end not out on 1. Ali Allen not out without scoring. There were 5 extras in that innings. Well bowled as well to Trinidad and Tobago, not giving away a lot of extras of 89. And bowling for Trinidad and Tobago, Leanne Kirby 2 overs 1 for 15. Karishma Ramharak with a new ball 4 overs 1 for 11. Kirbyana Alexander 2 overs none for 13. Kamara Ragubar very impressive 4 overs 1 maiden 2 for 16. Leandra Ramdeen 2 overs none for 9. Steffi Sogrim 3 overs none for 10. And Anissa Mohammed 3 overs 3 for 11. Exciting finish to the end and great all-round bowling performance, all-round performance you would say generally for Trinidad and Tobago, winning over Barbados by 19 runs.
Yes, so once again, congratulations to them. And this very pitch will be used for the next match, that important match between Jamaica and the Leeward Islands. I think it's going to be a little bit on the slow side too. So winning the toss might be very important for either team. So like we said, John, we are looking forward for that battle. Barbados will be hoping that Jamaica can lose.
Well, that will be the end of our coverage of this match, Barbados and Trinidad and Tobago. Trinidad and Tobago with that win now move on to 14 points. Barbados with 4 victories and 1 defeat, 16 points. And that will be the way they finish this tournament in terms of points. Net run rate will come into play in terms of the final placements. We have said it time and time again. Jamaica against the Leeward Islands next. And if the Jamaicans can beat Leeward Islands by a handsome margin, the net run rate can go up and they can pretty much take this title away from Barbados. If they win but do not win convincingly enough, Barbados will still retain their title. Still to be seen. Lots of cricket still to be played in this day. We will be back at just about 2:20 p.m. with coverage of that second match, Jamaica against the Leeward Islands. We trust that you have enjoyed our first match today. We invite you to join us at 2:20 for the next match. Until then, goodbye.